Okay.
Beans.
Yeah. Recap for last time Beyond Beans.
When
Giants?
When did last time start?
Mhm. Giants, yes.
At
Last
the
time
shrine?
started a little bit at the shrine. There was a little bit of recap of what you guys were up to in the time that you had left before the ritual.
Right, okay, so yeah, the ritual was at the start of
Startish.
it. Okay. Basically the ritual was last session.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, a bunch of people did a bunch of stuff that no one really brought up much of. Although a few conversations were had during things happening. Asana put together a Drake skeleton with Morticia. I'm trying to remember what everyone else was up to.
Alda gave gifts.
Yep, Calder gave gifts. And I think Calder wrote a letter? Or sent a letter?
Well, various people sent lots of letters. Letters were flying back and forth. Believe me, I was on both ends of them.
But I assume that Alsana was like asked to send them because she has the amulet for the messenger.
Nope.
No? Alright.
I paid 5 gold.
To send it?
Yeah.
You can hire messengers, and honestly, it's a good way to send things that are like heavier packets. Your average bird is gonna carry like a present, or they'll be fine with like a hefty document, but once you start weighing it down too much, you better be going looking for real big birds.
Or other options.
Yeah, or other options.
Spending money.
No, still sending the bird though. We are
Capitalism.
Yes. So that was had. Asana got a wooden and ceramic bead. I believe Alars got a kitchen knife, and King got a regular knife.
Carving knife
Carving knife.
for wood.
Yes. And Calder got nothing, suspiciously. Only more suspiciously as we realized that other people had gotten them. And then Calder was lying like a 5-year-old.
Charisma +3, shut the fuck up.
But good thing.
Really cool 5-year-old.
Yes, but the good thing Kane was taking her like he was a 2-year-old.
Kane has never had any reason to suspect Calda, ever.
Correct.
Noted.
Never suspect of gift giving.
Mm-hmm.
However, after some fun dancing around the topic, thanks were had and things like that. Anyone else get up to anything before the ritual? I'm trying to remember.
Snowball.
What?
Snowball.
Kane,
Oh.
yeah, Kane sold a bunch of weapons and did a little shopping and found a neat little item.
Mm-hmm.
That was some fun randomized item stuff.
I thought I had some of those too, but you don't know about it yet. And then we went and we had the ritual, and it was Alsana and Calda. Both of them. It was a spellcasting altar or shrine or whatever, and we got 1 first level spell and resistance to 1 type of damage. What did Calda take?
A certain type of damage.
Alright.
Certain type of damage. I think I took cold.
Okay, I took cold too.
Hey!
Okay. As well, first level spells, Alsana took Comprehend Languages, and Calda took Find Familiar. And now has a small little friend.
And one, yes.
We can use the owl to scout while we take a short rest. It can fly.
Alsana
Yeah.
can do that too,
Asana needs short rest.
but she barely takes damage.
That's fair.
But yes, new owl. What was the owl's name?
Marymore. I call him Moore.
Okay.
I can't spell Marymore.
We got a new owl named Mori.
Correct. Yes.
And
We're gonna call him Mortimer.
yes, I think was it the day after that party kind of went and started to have breakfast and also Alsana had the new conjure minor elementals among other things. She has now any manner of 4th level steward spells. Past that, we realized that the place was kind of empty in a likely familiar fashion. At least for the people who were there for that session. As the front of the cult was fronting on a dragonborn who had come from Poke, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
Asking for help and assistance in an issue with some giants, some rather large, rotund giants with big clubs demanding food or smashing things. And continuing to keep up the act, despite some of the party, despite themselves, we took up the offer of accompanying them back to Poke and dealing with the issue at hand. We found them rather quickly, and then called down various forms of lightning on their asses. Between Kane's javelin and Alsana's magic, and just other things. They fell down dead. Dragonborn was so impressed. Dragonborn's name was Zorskan Vardish?
Yes.
Mouthfeel is weird on that one.
They're dragonborn. They've got differently sized and shaped mouths. They're probably fine.
I'm pretty sure lizards have the weird mouthfeel on that one too. That one's just weird. And rather impressed. As well, we, along the way, were told of one individual who she was not taking any of the giant shit and was basically having to be held down in order to not go and fight them and probably lose. And we returned to the village, and it turns out she ran out just before we got there. Something about some beans. And now there's a giant fucking beanstalk out on the horizon, and apparently she, whose name I'm forgetting, ran to go kick their asses because she, quote, knew where they were coming from. Apparently basing this off Jack and the Beanstalk.
By the way, can I just say, as a concept, I respect this woman for her sheer, anger and dumbassery to an extreme degree.
Alsana is very much hoping she has some magic to her, because she would love to teach her how to kill things better.
I just love the energy about this person.
And we were just kind of, left in the village being like, well, fuck, what do we do now? I guess we go after her.
And that is exactly where we pick up. You guys standing at the edge of this tiny little village, looking out over the brief fields, then hills, and not all the way to the mountains in the distance. You can't even see that far because the clouds have been rolling in steadily for the past several hours, and little spats of rain are already starting to pepper the ground around you. At this enormous column rising up into the sky, its silhouette broken by the occasional, what looks like it might be a tendril or a leaf. Probably as enormous as the rest of it, but your brains are having trouble comprehending the sheer enormity of it at this scale and distance. It's the very concept of a giant beanstalk alone means that it's almost difficult to tell exactly how giant this thing actually could be.
When it's multiple times taller than the horizon, points of reference kind of go out the fucking window.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And perspective, and you don't know if your brain is playing tricks on you, but there it is. Yeah, there it is. And next to you is your guide, Zorskan, a family of halflings who look very particularly worried. A handful of other villagers, though some of them are starting to turn hoods up and kind of shift and mutter about, better get in before the rain starts. There's no helping her now. At this, the older halfling woman starts to weep.
Alsana kind of walks up beside her and goes, I'm assuming you know who just ran off?
My daughter, Jilly. Why did she should have stayed home. We told her to stay and watch the sheep, but she...
How soon ago did she leave?
Not long after Zorskan left. A few hours. And we
So-
noticed that about an hour ago.
So out of character, how long has that been since, since we, basically from this point?
From this point, you guys are probably early to mid-afternoon. It might be like equivalent of 2 or 3 in the afternoon. You guys left the Green River Shrine with Zorskan a couple, like an hour after rising in the morning. So he probably had just about gotten to the shrine when Jilly took off. Probably.
Alright. Well, my good lady, I believe we're off to go find her.
Would you? Oh, I'm terribly sorry about all of this.
Well, quite
Please-
frankly,
Please bring her back.
even if she hadn't run off, but that thing was still on the horizon, I would be very interested to go check it out. But we will be very happy to bring her back when we find her.
Her grandfather had things. He used to do adventuring, and he came back with some strange little things, and one of them was a bean he said was
Arcana check.
magical. Arcana check indeed. Go for it.
Damn it.
Add your guidance. It's okay.
13.
Okay. If I recall correctly, they're not a rare item. Let me go ahead and double check that.
I mean, she at
Rarity will
least
save.
knows the lore of the concept, right?
Actually, it is rare. So, you might have heard stories, legends, sorts of things. Enough to go, magic bean, giant beanstalk, 2 + 2 is 4.
And then 2 times 2 is also giants.
Yep. So, yeah, presumably magic item that is a bean that gets planted. You don't know if it takes more than just planting it. But, well, you see what's in front of you.
Yep. Alright. And also, how did she have many of these kinds of beans at all?
I
Or
don't.
just the one?
I think it was just the one. Oh, she's always been far too eager and just. She's always trying to. Wolves come out of the forest, and she decides, well, she has to take care of the flock, so naturally she has to fight them, and next thing you know, she's out there on the hills with nothing but a crook and a
Here,
cooking
here.
knife, and
Save it for her when she gets back.
Mhm.
as long as you can bring her back.
We'll do everything in our power, and we have to wait a bit of time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll go and get some.
Is there
I'll go get some dinner ready for when you come back.
is there anything we could let's say she's a bit difficult. Is there anything we could do or say to her to have her come along more willingly, just in case?
Convince her battles are elsewhere, maybe? But, that seems like a bad idea. She'd then go tearing off after whatever you come up with. I don't want to lie to her, but just tell her we need her back here. Not getting stepped on.
Tell her her mother is at home
Perhaps the mother
crying
needs
and
protecting.
I'll tell her mother is at home crying and she has to take responsibility for it. She can't fight much else. She doesn't have the strength to hold up that responsibility.
A mother always needs protecting.
There always needs to be someone to protect them.
At least they should. They don't always need
course.
it, but they should have it.
Of course.
And we'll step in for your daughter on this occasion, madam.
Yes.
Shall we be off then?
We should be off as soon as possible.
That once again, the halfling woman thanks you, and she and her husband start to chivvy a small group of very small halfling children. They might range in age from, like, the oldest might be around 12, 13 at most. The youngest is just a toddler, clinging to an older one's pants leg. The rain is starting to... It's not raining yet, but it's starting to spit just a little bit more insistently. It could be a bit of a damp walk.
Just as they're going, also I might look over. You don't happen to have any umbrellas of any sort, would you?
I'm afraid we're not fancy folk here.
Worth a shot.
I can lend you perhaps an oiled cloak or two, but they're a bit old and might
We
be
have some of those on our own, but the offer is appreciated.
Once again, there will be a warm fire waiting and at least something to eat.
More than enough. And Alsana will start and kind of motion for the group and start heading towards.
All right. You start trekking through the fields, over the hills.
Alsana will, at one point as they're going, kind of lean over into Calda's field of vision. You know, you don't even need to say anything for me to know you're terribly invested in this endeavor.
Yeah, you're right, shit.
I think we both are. I can tell.
And she leans
I'm
up.
in the same boat as you are.
Parents and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Sympathetic.
I'm a father too, you know.
You underestimate Calda's tenacity in this particular instance, but point taken.
Oh, I think I understand as well.
That's,
I have a bit of an inkling.
Alsana gives the insert like a Game of Thrones or Thor, like, do you really? Look.
It's alright. Cut it out. Asana, could actually let's double check this spell because I didn't fucking read it. Okay. Wait. Ario, you know find familiar. Can you do the thing of just like looking through the familiar's eyes?
You are
100
limited
feet.
to a range of 100 feet, but yes.
Communicating telepathically.
Yes.
But seeing through its eyes isn't 100-foot limit, right?
I believe it is because the Pact of Chain Warlock with that invocation is really unusual in that regard. Find Familiar, I'm pretty sure, is limited to that 100-foot range for sight and hearing as well as telepathics.
I found the paragraph, so it's like, while your familiar is within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically, period. And then it says, additionally, as an action, you can see through its eyes, but there's no range on that one.
I think it's additionally to telepath. Like, you're still doing it
I think so
telepathically.
too. I think so too. That's okay.
Because again, that special warlock like sub ability does specify that you can see and hear and communicate telepathically anywhere on the same plane.
Okay.
And it
So-
wouldn't have that one if it
Yep,
didn't.
yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Cal's just gonna like poke us on and just like, hey, let me on the broom. I want to try and do something.
Alright. She'll
Cal's
just kind of
gonna-
move ahead a bit and start floating up.
Cal's gonna hop on the broom, send Mori off like probably 90 to 100 feet. Look through his eyes, see if she can scout ahead in anything.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception check using the owl's abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Would be an advantage.
I
Keen
think so.
hearing and sight.
Keen-
Yes.
Give it advantage.
Can Alsana tap the bird with guidance?
Probably as it flies off. Sure, I'll allow it, but
Alright.
add a d4 to that.
Alrighty. So let's do +1
Hey,
d4.
darkness all over again.
Dear
Oh.
God.
24.
D4.
Oh, damn.
Beautiful. Okay. You stall. Anyway, within 100 feet, as more circles around you silently, keeping his eyes on the ground, on the skies around you. Through more, you can see that the beanstalk is still pretty distant. You've got like a good 4, 5, 6 miles, somewhere in that vicinity out of town. Let's just say 5 miles out of town, somewhere in the middle.
We'll roll 2 just for fun.
I mean, sure. Yeah, no.
Got it, 28.
Asana, you're busy guiding the broom and kind of keeping an eye on where you're flying and the occasional like wind gust hitting you from the side and keeping things steady. But yes, Moore sees it at a distance. The rise of the beanstalk, it seems to be rooted in a kind of a rise in the land. It is a very hilly area. It does slowly elevate towards the base of the mountain range. There is a little bit of a transition, and this is that area. But this in particular seems to be almost a there's a slope of a hill. It seems to almost cut and rise further and almost plateau. And for some reason, the top of that hill looks unusually pale. You'd have to get closer, and as you do get closer and you travel further, 5 miles, it probably takes you about an hour and a half. Let's say an hour and a half, you're going up and down hills, or at least those on foot are. Those on the broom kind of have to hold back to stay with them. But as you get closer, you see that the hill becomes fairly steep at a point, and there's actually a little bit of a switchback, not quite trail, not a long one, but a little bit of a switchback to climb up to the top of it. Additionally, you see not far from the base of this hill, which seems, for some reason, despite the weather and the time of year, to be capped in a thin layer of snow still. You see at the base an enormous wheeled cart. And once again, there's that moment of, hang on, or is perspective, or my eyes playing tricks on me? But no, that cart is huge, because you can see, piled up in the back of it, what looks like a heap of just fluffy white material with darker patches. And thanks to Owl's keen eyesight, you're able to pick out that, oh, those are dead sheep, just heaped in the back of this wagon, and they don't even fill the wagon. Nothing is hitched to it. Nothing seems to be pulling it. There's no harness. There's just these 2 long wooden poles at the front, the kind where you either have one person standing in between them, holding it and trudging along like a wheelbarrow, but pulling from behind, or 2 people, one on each pole, kind of to the sides of the wagon or cart, pulling it along. And at the top of the hill, as you approach closer and closer, you pick out a figure, looking at the beanstalk, bending over, kind of inspecting it on all sides, reaching up, scratching his head. And this figure is, against the beanstalk, even a giant one, very tall, very broad. Seems to have white hair, almost blue-tinged skin. Seems to be dressed in some kind of patchwork hide and leather amalgamation that might be armor. Let's see what other details. Oh, there is an enormous axe on his back. Yep. And let's see. Oh, Moore with a 24 perception notices something else. There are two that he can see, large, furry forms, kind of lounging around next to this figure. Laying on the ground, one is actually, half sitting up and sniffing a little bit at the air. They seem canid.
What'd you just call me?
Fuck. Oh, that's
I assume this is relayed.
yeah, that's a lot of sheep. Oh fuck,
Huh.
that's a blue guy.
Blue giant.
And maybe. Did it look like giant size or did it look like almost giant? Like it's maybe a giant.
It's probably a giant.
It's probably a
Once
giant.
again, the scaling of everything is wacky as hell. But by this time, you're close enough, and there are some trees in the area you can kind of eyeball against. You might not be able to put, like, a number of feet measurement to it,
Also,
but
24
he's
perception.
definitely way too tall. Also, 24 perception.
Fairly confident.
Yeah.
Yes, fairly confident despite, like, the weird, like, angle looking downwards and the giant beanstalk, and yeah, this guy's a giant.
What does
There's
You're
Sana
more
know about
very
blue
sure.
giants?
Alsana can roll a quick nature check. Going off the description,
Uh-huh.
but that's a 24. Go ahead and add your guidance, because you usually have it. 25. You know that frost giants are often kind of bluish.
Oh.
Also, there is snow all around them. You know that frost giants don't necessarily, like, create snow, but they do well in it.
That's the general dispositions of frost giants.
Generally, not friendly. Also, this one is not far away from a cart piled with sheep carcasses that were probably stolen from this village that has had issues with giant raids. You did kill 2 hill giants, and the villagers didn't report any blue giants showing up. However, there
But there
is
was
some
wheeze.
correlation.
There were some
Mhm.
wheeze the hill giants threw out. Alright,
Mhm.
well, I think we're not going to be doing much in the way of diplomacy here. How about a quick and painful full frontal assault?
Let's do it. Do you still have stuff for your lightning?
Yes I do, and she like taps her finger to her tongue and just like, I think a storm's coming right in just nicely.
Alright.
Oh, beautiful.
As you guys come up, how are you approaching this? We've got 2 people on the ground, 2 people on the broom, and an owl.
Would you have me drop you off, or?
Airdrop me.
Alright, you can be on the ground team then.
Well, it's airdrops and just drop me on the giant.
Oh, that too. Why not? I do have to kind of get close, but just in case he starts throwing things, please keep his attention.
Oh, you got it. I got some stuff to throw
And
in.
as far as I know, wolves can get harrowing if they're in packs, and I see 2 of them. So
We'll see. Maybe drop me with the foot team. Just a little further up, just so I can... I'm not fast.
all right. What about you 2 down there?
I mean,
I might need to
I'll say
trip
for
up.
this, you guys have kind of settled low a bit further back. You were
Alright.
sending more ahead to scout anyway. Probably a little bit of back and forth, and Owl can see a good distance. So you have not actually approached very closely yet, so you haven't been noticed yet. So you could probably make your planning with some amount of confidence.
I'm not terribly good at climbing.
Also, like tilt her head. That's good and all, but we're here dealing with the giant at the base of the thing, not climbing the thing.
Yes. Yeah, it's just good to let you know. But yeah, I'll be on the ground team.
Alright, Kane, I assume you're taking the usual role of, how to put it nicely?
meat wall.
A bank where you store spanks?
Excuse me.
Is that a shitty dad joke or?
I don't know.
Okay.
just
Yes, if you
saying
want me
you
to
get-
be.
just knocked in the ground enough that I would think you're one of the beans we're looking for.
Fair enough. You know, I realize I've never been to a gym before, but if you ever heard of a punching bag, I can definitely be that. And I'm more than willing to be one. If
More, I'd say more punched bag, but let's go with that. Yeah, sure. All right. So then, I'll do my usual lightning. Try not to get too clustered around something. I'd ask.
I'll pepper it from a distance.
It is a 5-foot radius. If Calda and Kane are on either sides of the thing, it's gonna make it difficult for me to strike them down with the Wrath of the Gods.
Is there any chance anyone can spare some healing before we go up there? A little bit roughed up from the last fight.
How much roughed up?
I'm running about half strength.
I have some arrows with me. If you want to pelt it with if you want to pelt it with your bow, then that's definitely an option.
Alright, so is that just gonna be for a full minute?
Yeah. Well, I imagine it's while they're doing this then. Any more conversations they have. Also, I'm just
So
like hands into the pouch of ash and just like flings it towards Kane and just into a little floaty spirit.
Okay, so that's the first 30 seconds and the second. Perfect.
Yum.
That's exactly how much I needed.
Huh.
Alright,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, if you wanna get it from it, if you wanna use your bow and hit it from a distance, then that's definitely an option. If Alsana is going to go with the Wrath of the Gods sort of.
Also, just like in her hand makes a tiny little spinning lightning scythe.
Can I ask a quick meta question, because I don't know how to ask it?
Okay.
Non-meta. Calda, do you still have your vow of enmity or abjure enemy?
No.
No? Okay.
I used it
Do you
on
have
the
any-
giant.
Okay. Because do you have anything that's good for like one-on-oneing, basically? Or getting him direct towards you? Because I could take the 2 wolves if you want to take the
I could probably
giant,
take
at least
the
at the
giant.
beginning.
I have a spell that can grant me just a little more damage. So I can use Divine Favor. And then I also have Misty Step for a quick getaway.
You also
Okay.
have smites if you have spell slots, so that's
Yeah.
definitely an option.
I do have my smites and I have 6 out of 7 spell slots.
Okay.
That's definitely good then.
Yeah.
In that case, Kane will be like, just to make this easy, Lars, how about when we start, you and me take down one of the wolves so they can't gang up on us, and have Calda and Alsana focus on the giant. At least
Definitely.
that way it's not
Yeah.
gonna,
Sounds like
that way we can eliminate the smaller threats. Keep it out of their way.
Do you need?
Out
Yeah.
of character, I think Path
Do you need-
Tactics still
need
works
our-
if the giant's there, but yes.
My idea is to get it separated by movement too.
Alright.
I have a few things I can do that.
We honestly, it might be a good idea to focus fire down both wolves. Just not deal with that. Have them potentially rolling crits.
True, but we also just need someone to keep the giant away while we do that. So Calda and Alsana can take that pretty well.
Yeah.
Well,
and if
well, he's giant's probably gonna be whipping things at us.
we do have cold resistance.
We have cold
So-
resistance, but I'm pretty sure he just does mostly bludgeoning.
I have bludgeoning resistance.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying Kane, you should probably get up there and like deal with
Oh, yeah,
the
for
wolf,
sure.
and like Alsana will start striking the wolves with lightning too if she can. If you
Yeah,
can get the
if-
wolves beside each other, that's all the better. She can just hit both of them or all 3.
Yeah, if
Okay,
Alaris
gotcha.
can get like at least one of the wolves away, we can go on like one corner of the giant, and then if one of the wolves come beside the giant, then Alsana can get both of them too in that radius.
Okay, fair enough. Were the wolves close to the giant, like, physically?
At the time that Calda and Mori saw, fairly close, not like adjacent, but they were on the same plateau.
Alright.
Okay. And if you guys want to be quiet, I can use the magic of the sword to make us easier with sneaking. Just going in.
Will that hurt you, or are you good?
No, it's sorry, this isn't the sword, it's the bow.
Oh, yeah, then all good.
Yeah. Do you need any arrows, Kane?
No, I picked some up while we were in town.
Okay.
The,
About how far are we from them right now?
I'd put you at a good
Or
at least 300, 400 feet.
all right.
You set down a ways away in order to make plans. It's going to take you some time to get up there.
Yeah. Yeah, because I have the stockpile from Green River in the magic quiver if you need any.
Basically, I'm wondering, can Alsana kind of like hold Call Lightning until she gets within 100 feet and then just immediately?
You know what? I will go ahead and allow you the one. So yeah, you can hold Called Lightning until 100 feet. Of a meta note,
Or
the map is
120,
announced. The map is about 90 feet. The edge of the map is about 90 feet from where the giant is. So
Well, yeah, but
if you don't mind
she'd
scooting a
have
little
moved.
closer.
She'd
Yeah.
have moved by the time they got there before then. It's basically just like one
Yes.
shock before she gets onto the map, if that's okay.
Yep, you can have one shot before you're getting onto the map. I'll let you get on the map and see the map, and then decide where the shock falls. But yes,
Okay.
you can have the one.
Alrighty.
and moving in, do you guys want to go with Passive Trace? I have it once per day for free.
I mean, might as well at that point, just so we can make sure
Yeah,
we get
that'd
there.
be nice.
Yeah, even if we're stealthy, well, Kate and I were not very stealthy.
Yeah, but Passive Trace will help, that's for sure. Because it's not just advantage, it's a full plus 10.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, I think that means we're good.
All right. Are you moving in kind of as a group because of Pass Without a Trace? I'm taking it.
30-foot
Ah.
radius of Kane. He can be in the center, Calder can be a bit ahead, and everyone else can maintain a 30-foot distance, right?
Sorry, say that again?
So if Kane is like the center of the 30-foot radius that I get with Pass Without Trace, Calder can be a bit ahead because she's a bit slower. Or is Calder going to be with Alsana on the broom?
No, I'm going to be a little bit ahead on foot.
Then yeah, we'll do it like that. Then basically we can have Alaris to one side and Alsana to the other. That way it's just we don't get a huge cone if we get seen on us.
All right. Okay. In that case, you guys start moving forward. Everybody, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Guidance
Add
myself.
Pass Without a Trace. Guidance yourself, by all means. All right, that's a 19 for Calda. Good Pass Without a Trace.
That was a 5 and a 7.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Guys.
Here's the thing. I'm still relatively certain the passive of a giant isn't that high.
We'll
Guys,
see.
what the fuck? Guys.
That was like, I think that is legitimately one of the worst stealth
Would they
rolls
get
I've
perception
ever
checks?
had.
Why is it not passive?
Legitimately.
It's the dogs. They're
Why is it not
probably
passive?
guarding.
I told
They're
you they
probably
were
guarding.
sniffing the air!
Fair enough.
However, one of them is very distracted. Very, very distracted, apparently.
He's got a bone.
Yeah, no, he's got an itch on, like, the hindquarters. He's doing the
Oh.
thing where he's craned his neck around his on the back leg. The other one, you know, he would notice Kane, he would notice Ilaris.
He wouldn't notice
Calder?
Kane because if it's the same number, it stays the same. He didn't notice me before,
True. Very true.
so he would only notice Kane. Oh, sorry.
Ilaris.
Thank you.
Because somehow they rolled.
I stepped on a particularly loud branch.
Which happened to
then
spray
screamed.
fungus that you see smelled.
just
super
and
loud.
the ears
Just
perk
bass
up.
boom.
and look.
You stepped on a
Um,
sentient branch that screamed.
Yeah.
God, that's terrifying.
Anyhow, could have been much, much worse without Pass Without a Trace. You guys do not get a surprise round because the one wolf is alerted, perks up just as you get close enough for Alsana to strike down with her lightning. Before that, let me go ahead and move you onto the map and change the music because
That's a
things are
cool
gonna get
wolf
a lot
art.
more-
That's really
Serious.
cool.
I loved it. I found it and I went, oh,
Very nice wolf art. Ooh.
Ooh, those are your usual wolves.
If you want to place yourselves kind of at this edge of the map, Calda, you can be a good like 30 feet ahead, somewhere along here. The
Which
trees
edge?
are in the way. The hands. Oh God,
Left.
my brain just turned off. Left. Thank you. I couldn't remember words. Of note, these are trees. There is a rocky rise here. It would be difficult to climb. However, there is kind of a path along this way.
Okay.
Um,
Wait, so this is the
so-
rise.
You guys kind of came up this way. Kane, if you want to pull back a little bit, you would be probably about there-ish, actually.
Can I ask a question? I'm
I'll
not
allow
sure
you
I'll
to
get
be
the answer
forward.
to.
Yes.
Okay, how far is this drop?
Um,
Like,
Bugger.
if I like go through the trees and jump down right beside the, like, is that a
Oh,
drop or is that an incline?
it's an incline. You're going up this way.
Fuck.
Left
Oh,
to
we're
right is
climbing.
up.
Beanstalk's top of the
climbing.
hill.
Okay, we're going
Yes.
up. So so Kane's over there. I'll go a little
Yeah.
this way then?
Yep.
A
As long
little-
as you're within 30 feet of Kane, you should be okay. Because
Is
that
this
was
30
said.
feet?
Yeah.
It's 25.
25 sounds good. That might have been like your movement as Alsana dropped the bolt just off the map, and you guys basically got this far. And at this point, let's go ahead and turn on some music.
Which is the wolf that noticed us?
Open. Whoops. The wolf that noticed is the one that's closer to the edge of the path.
South one.
Nope.
Okay.
Sorry, that one. North.
Alright.
Because like, do you mean like this part of the map, or do you mean like this part of the map?
My mistake. The part where the path kind of opens up onto the plateau.
All right.
Gotcha.
So, meta
The one
question:
by
which one are
yes.
we starting with?
The one that noticed us.
Okay.
Yeah, the one that noticed us.
So the one
Yeah.
to the
Because that's the one that's going to approach us first, most likely.
Yeah.
The one that I can still reach with my crossbow.
Everybody go ahead and roll initiative. Alsana, go ahead and give me the lightning strike and tell me where it's hitting.
Heck, sure. Decent initiative for once.
Oh, that's really nice.
Hey.
Ah!
Nice.
That one up me, don't
Slow.
you?
Lowest.
Once again, my surprise lightning does nothing.
God.
Ah,
Well, you get surprised.
no,
lightning,
you
did
you
a
get
full action.
surprised lightning. You moved. I'd say round basically passes, and
Okay.
you get another. So
All right.
do your surprise lightning.
Yeah,
It
I
is
feel
a
like this is like the best
dexterity
case scenario.
saving throw.
Ooh, nice damage.
Ooh.
Is
Let's
that?
see.
Do I get the extra D10 on this?
Dex save. You know, I gave you it for rain before. I'll give you for rain again. However, it does make the
Oof.
save.
All right.
So
24
half
Nat
damage.
20.
to 12.
12. All right.
Yeah, there's no way to get both those. Okay.
Yep. Moments after the wolf's ears perk up and it stands and barks a warning, the sky overhead rumbles and a streak of lightning just right down on top of it, and you hear the bark of warning rise sharply into a yelp, scream almost of pain. The light flash clears from your eyes. You see the giant whirling around, hand on his axe across the back, the other wolf abandoning the itch, leaping to its feet. And at this, initiative begins with Alsana.
We didn't get a short rest, did we?
No?
Okay, just making sure.
All right. So once more, this time I'll just cast it at 4th level, so it auto rolls in that 1d10.
Alright, another 24, and another dexterity saving throw. As I make sure that I've got the right sheet. That time it fails. It has been very wrong-footed by that first lightning flash. It did not expect the sky to attack it. Another bolt cracks down across its back. You see it stumble. Its chin actually hits the ground, bounces up, and it's yelping and screaming again.
Can Alsana float down to behind this tree? Such that
You may.
She has some cover from what's up there.
I'd say that at that you have probably a good 3/4 cover,
All right.
given incline and branches. Not full, but 3/4.
Okay. I'll take it.
Okay, anything else on your turn?
I believe that was her action. She can do a bonus action spell, but she doesn't need to. That'll be her turn.
Alright. This wolf's turn is next. It cannot reach anybody quite. So it is going to you see it race forwards, and it starts down the path, but between its movement and the snow, it starts to kind of fade in as it attempts to use its action to hide in the terrain. So that is advantage on stealth. However, you can still see it perfectly clearly
Come
because
on.
that was a
He's just like
terrible
on
roll.
the floor trying his best.
Yep.
Got
Yeah,
the
it's
covering its
nearly
eyes.
down, trying its best.
He's accidentally
okay.
just kind of up against the rock face, and you can just see the white of the pelt against the gray of the stone.
He
Okay.
also
Don't wanna
stepped
kill
on
these
a
dogs.
branch that could
All right, so
They are annoyingly inept. No, it's hilarious. Keep going.
so question, Ariel.
Yes.
Has Kane been able to see these guys for at least a minute outside of combat?
Interesting question.
We were moving slowly because we were
You
sneaking.
you were
And
stealthing.
in fact,
However,
I did healing spirit for an entire minute.
yeah, but you were not within eyesight of them at that time. It's been spotty.
Roll a
You know what?
dice?
Let's roll a d20. Leave
Sure.
it to luck. Roll high, and I'll say it's 12. Okay, barely. But what do you have in mind? Know your enemy.
All right, so I want
Alright.
the armor class compared to mine, so either higher or lower, and the dexterity score higher or lower of the giant.
Armor class and dexterity of the giant or of the wolves?
Of the giant. Actually, I mean, I can as long as it's been.
We're
We
dealing
know
with
the
the wolf.
we know the decks of the wolves.
Okay.
Technically, there's no limit how many I can pick, as long as I've seen each of them for at least a minute. Doesn't cost me an action or anything.
Two of the following
You
characteristics
did
of your
only get a
choice,
12
another
though,
creature.
so probably.
Yeah, pick one. Pick one
Yeah, so
creature.
the giant in that case. I want to know its armor class compared to mine, which is 18. That's dexterity score compared to mine.
All right. You can tell straight out that you are wearing plate mail, hence your 18 armor class. The giant is wearing patchwork. It is piecemeal. It is not made of metal. It is not fully encasing him. He does not look like he has a super tough hide. It is lower than yours.
Okay.
Dexterity. Your dex
Is
is
a 12.
is a 12. You've seen the giant move just a little bit here. He does not look like he is light on his feet by any means. It is lower than yours.
Okay, good to know. And I assume it's difficult terrain to move directly up the slope.
Directly up the slope, depends on exactly where. There does seem to be this loose scree here that would be difficult terrain. Otherwise it's a climbing check in half speed anyway, so
Here
that
is
might
difficult.
be better. There is difficult. That might be the better way to go if you're looking for a shortcut than climbing directly up a more sheer ridge.
But he's not as concerned with that. He's gonna tell Alaris to go. He's not gonna bother with left and right right now. Basically, Alaris, go this way as you try to move. And he's gonna go to the top right.
Which way, sorry?
This general direction. Just don't follow after us, basically.
Yeah.
Spread out.
Okay.
Yeah, over here is more ridges and stuff. These actually, some of these leading downwards, but here is stable enough terrain that you can do that.
Okay.
He's gonna get up to there and take 2 shots at the wolf that was trying to hide.
Okay. Give him a nasty surprise. Go for it. That'll hit. 7 piercing damage. That will miss. Alright, so 7 piercing. And he takes it. Yelps. Looks a little bit... if a wolf had expressions, this one might look a little bit shocked. It thought it was doing a sneaky. Alright. Anything else?
Also put up this. That'll be all.
And no, the other wolf was shocked. This one's fine. Speaking of shocked wolves, this one's turn.
Oh, sorry. Was that not the one that got attacked?
Oh, no. The stealth one was the one that did not get attacked and got to move first. It's this one's turn.
That's on me. Okay.
It can't reach anybody. It's going to, however... It's going to run away from this area here. given what just happened to it. Gets about there. And not having much else to do and seeing what is coming, he's gonna kind of continue down this way. Gets to about there, snarling and leaping for those that are below, hoping that maybe it's run away from the lightning and, oh look, prey. I can take my frustrations out on something after all. Calda.
Alrighty, I'm gonna keep
Plowing down the slope towards you guys. What do you want to do?
fun. I'm gonna keep following the path until using 25 feet of movement to get here.
Okay.
I'm going to bonus action. This is a bonus action spell. Fuck yes, it is. Cast Divine Favor.
Nice.
And so that's an extra 1d4. I'll put a little concentration. Here we go. And action, dodge action.
Good. Okay. Nice.
Yep.
I like it. Elaris.
Okay, so he's gonna go down to here. Yeah, I think that's a decent idea. And, sorry, just give me a sec. Because, he's right here. So I'm gonna go after this one with the crossbow for 3 attacks.
Okay.
So, so, first one... Actually, yeah, fuck it.
That hits
Okay,
for a 9 piercing. Have another?
2.
That does hit. It's close, but it does hit.
Okay, cool.
And
That
23 to
probably
hit for
hits.
7. That hits. This wolf is looking real bad, real hurt.
Okay. Good. And then, yeah. So how much of that? Because I was here. So I was here, right? So that was like 15 feet of
15
my
feet
movement.
of movement. Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna use the rest of that movement to try and get back here.
Okay, there is a little bit of a rocky incline, decline rather there, and you're kind of scramble down it, but you can get down there.
Okay, great, good.
You're good to go.
Awesome.
All right.
I managed to take 3 pot shots at a wolf, and it looks real bad. That's
it does-
why I took crossbow.
It does look
expert
real
and
bad.
the
It
hand
really does.
crossbow. That's why I took the hand crossbow, baby.
Okay.
Just one lady.
Giant has a target it can reach as it kind of crosses over this low rise and then jumps down this one. I have to put it in an awkward location given its size.
Ankles.
Huh?
Bounces off powerful ankles. I just assume this thing has a Russian accent.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or does it?
I'm not going to be able to give it that, but you go ahead.
Also done, you tiny tin can.
Those
So-
are done.
It rumbles something
Bitches.
in a language you do not understand.
I-
Maybe it's just a really thick accent, you don't know.
I speak opposite giant. It's called halfling.
Ooh,
Yep,
man.
and speaking of the opposite the giant, that was his movement. He still has an action. He looks down, says something, and you can tell
Oh,
it's
oh.
pretty condescending.
Suka billiard.
And he's gonna go ahead and take a couple of swings at disadvantage because you've taken the dodge action.
Did you say Billy at John?
17 to
Suka
hit,
That just hits.
25
Oh.
slashing damage.
That
Not do the.
Oh, no.
Did you not do a spell?
14.
I did, but it was to give me damage, not armor.
Okay.
14 probably doesn't
Uh-oh.
hit. Oh,
Oh
Divine Favor's gone.
yeah,
Ooh.
the favor is gone.
Ooh.
However, I'm pretty sure the second one didn't hit. So
It
you
didn't.
only take 25 slashing damage.
Can someone help me do some math?
Sure.
63 minus 25.
47.
For what? No.
What?
Sorry.
I don't know.
38.
I'm just gonna.
38.
Use me?
No, 30.
Alright.
Yeah, 38.
Yeah, I guessed it was 38, but I'm like, is it 28? And I didn't want to jinx myself.
Like, I don't know
okay.
the answer, but I'm pretty sure it's not that.
Yeah, it's like you said a 7, and I'm like, it's either an 8 or a 3.
All right. All good?
Oh, good.
Well,
Oh, no.
Alfana. The angle is a little bit tricky given the slope between them, but I'll say that you can get a lightning strike on them both.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's a little tricky, but you see a spot.
Okay, I thought you were gonna be like, it's a little tricky. You can
I'm
probably
sorry.
only hit one. I'm just like,
I'm
okay,
sorry.
fine.
No. You can get them both.
All
Let's
right.
have it.
A lightning repeat at 4th. Submit.
All right.
Oh, come
This
on.
is the
Okay,
giant.
no, I'm dropping.
Nice.
That was the giant. The wolf also takes it. 14
Lost.
lightning damage.
I'm dropping another D10 on the wolf.
Okay, go ahead.
Nice.
Let's have it. Nice.
Woo.
24
Nice.
damage on the wolf is a sad pupper.
They're
The
both-
first time
both
that the
not
giant
great.
Yep, both pups are not looking great. One's
Right.
substantially worse, but neither one is great. So, anything else on your turn, Alsana?
She's gonna just, which way is that? Is the dog over here looking like it's going? Is it gonna keep going down the road with the other one, with the rest, or is it maybe gonna hop down a bit from her get a look?
I'd say right now the wolf looks like it's considering its options. Go ahead and roll animal handling in lieu of insight.
Same thing.
11. He looks like he's considering options. He looks like he's looking around a little wildly. There's like
The
drool
paws going
dripping
left,
from
right,
the jaw.
right, left, right.
He's doing a little doggy dance.
Doing the
Trying
tap.
to figure
I
out what
don't
to
want
do
to
because
kill these things.
lightning just struck ahead of it. It may or may not go that way, but at the same time, its friends are there, so maybe it will.
All right.
Can't read
Yeah.
it. Afraid.
Sorry. Okay. Does she at least remember how like what these things move in speed are?
Like 50 or 40.
Fast. Yeah, 50. Fast.
Right. Yeah, she's gonna start pulling up into the air now that Calda has the giant occupied.
Okay. How high up in the air have you gone?
50.
Oh.
All right,
Let's
50
go.
feet up in
Yeah,
the air.
let's do the full 50.
Okay.
There we go.
Maybe just
So
a
you're-
bit back over here.
Okay. Is that your turn?
That is her turn.
All right. This wolf is going to.
I should have
He leaps down. Oh yeah, it's this wolf's turn. He's considering options leaping down. There is an incline. It is a bit of a drop. He'd probably have to roll a dexterity in order to not tumble or take damage. But he's going to try
I
it.
swear to God, if he just flops down like a goober, I'm really not gonna want to
No.
kill these things.
Unfortunately, he springs, lands well, and skirts around, and is going to take some attacks on Calda. Your dodge is still in effect, however, he
Yes.
does have an ally
Let's
within
out.
5 feet of you, so it's a normal attack.
Yep.
Do it.
So,
Boop.
Dos podania.
21 to hit.
Calda's about to get
Alrighty.
dunked.
That's. Let me do the strength saving throw now. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. We're good.
You are not knocked prone. You do take the 13 piercing damage, but despite the dog trying to lock its jaws and then twist its neck to throw you, you dig your heels in and resist the force of that turn, and the dog releases you, again looking a little bit like, oh, wait, what? I can't throw you? What is this?
Real,
Am I being too personable with the doggies?
No, I'm sorry. Can you do me a favor when you get the chance? Can you change the grid color on this map? Because I keep trying to measure, like, right beside them, and the grid doesn't line up, and it's not me just being anal, like, I'm legit not knowing where they are right now.
Sure. I've got a chance now, as Kane is probably deciding what to do. What color would you like the grid to be?
Anything
Black.
anything other than gray.
Hot pink.
A hot pink or red will stand out best.
Hot
Yeah, yellow.
Hot pink.
How about a nice bright blue?
Yeah, blue. Giant's blue.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. No problem. Alright.
Alright.
Kane.
So, short bow attack the southernmost wolf.
Okay. Let's have it.
Okay, yes, that.
Damn.
That
Okay.
misses.
And hit bonus action to switch to the sword, two-handed. It's gonna rush up to here and make a strike at the wolf.
Okay.
Yelling like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That misses.
Yikes.
Will I read one of my abilities? I need to hit for that. I do. Yeah, I hit for that. Okay. Well,
Yikes.
sorry, Cola.
Yikes.
Well,
Let me go.
at this point, this wolf, let's see. He's gonna decide what to do. One just flew up in the air, the other's way down there, hard to get to. His friends are up this way, as are some potentially easy targets, but that's hard to reach. However, he can leap a good way if he succeeds. Or... It is
Oh, that's a
difficult.
fun way to do that.
That's difficult, so it's like 30
Yeah.
there. Yeah, he wouldn't be able to get very far. Yeah, this is the dog, this is the wolf dancing between paws, looking around like, oh, what do I do, what do I do?
Stop. We need to kill these.
Kill them.
I'm sorry, I keep doing this to you guys.
They're not,
What do?
they're not little shit kobolds where it's annoyingly high pitched. It's just cute,
Yeah.
and we're just like, oh no.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
no,
he's gonna go down the
no.
scree, he's gonna go up the path a little bit.
Dex check? Or just difficult terrain?
It's difficult terrain. You guys wouldn't have had to do a check to go up it or down. So there was a little scrambling, but he did manage to get that far. Calda, you are not in range of this. Kane, you are.
Alright.
6 cold damage. Oh my god, 1-3-1-1.
Yikes.
However, you're not very dexterous as it comes up from behind, and you take all 6 of that cold damage.
Kane. Buddy.
What? I have a dexterity bonus of
Yikes.
+1.
Yikes, though.
Hey, it
That's
can
a-
happen.
that's a problem.
You can
Soccer
roll.
players who have been dumped with cold water. That's done more cold damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, poor thing. It looks sad. It looks very near death as well. Calda, it's your
Oh, that's-
turn.
Sad one looks pretty near death.
Pretty near death, yeah.
Yeah, let's put it out of its misery. Bonus action, Misty Step.
No.
Oh my god.
My dog.
Nice,
I'll do
beautiful.
Poor boy.
Alrighty. Action,
Sweet
let's
little
do
boy.
2 magic weapon great axe attacks on the poor good boy. 1.
Poor boy.
That's
13's
enough.
a hit.
How do you want to do it?
At the
You
very
barely
least.
hit.
At the very
Old
least,
yellow
I'll
mountain
go to
old
hell.
yellowed.
Damn it.
Just put it out of its
Take it behind the
misery.
shed.
Just put it out of its misery.
With an axe. What the fuck, Calda?
That's sword.
Oh, mama,
Yeah.
who was my dog?
Okay.
Shut the fuck up, Devin.
You missed your
Yikes.
step bonus action.
put
You still
Old
have
Yeller out of its...
I still have one more
remainder of your
attack.
action. You have
And I
your
have
movement.
25 movement.
Yes. There
One
you
more
go.
attack.
God. You're putting the wolf
19 to
out of
hit,
its
10
misery.
damage.
All right. 10 damage.
Should I drop a smite?
Oh my god.
Probably drop a smite because you did.
I'll drop a smite.
Okay.
Oh god. Oh no.
Another
So
9.
9 radiant
no.
damage. He's looking
Oh,
rough.
God, that's enough. Oh,
Fuck!
man.
I need to take it out!
Alaris,
Take it out!
take
Take
him
it
out.
Alaris,
Take him out!
Yeah. Alright, yeah.
This is the ultimate shit.
First
So
attack.
I have lightning strike.
I
we're
can
fine.
still hit him from
I could have been the-
here.
I could have been the most expedient veterinarian in all of fucking fuck.
Jesus.
I,
Oh my god.
so, sharpshooter, I can
Go.
still hit him from here. All
Yeah,
of
you can
these
still hit him.
shots.
It's
Please.
Yeah.
Take
You
out
know.
the dog.
You get up, you shoot, you
Oh,
duck
take
down,
him out.
miss, hit. He's still up. He's looking about as sad as the other one, but he's still up.
Oh no!
Miss.
Oh no! Ah! Oh god, this sucks. I hate it.
It's okay. Alsana's probably got us. Just
Well, yeah, the giant. No, the giant has 10-foot reach, and I'm in its range.
Oh god.
Whoops.
Yeah.
To
Yikes.
be fair, though, The wolf doesn't change any one way or the other for the situation.
No.
That's true for the giant's turns right now.
Oh no,
Yes.
that's the bad part.
Yeah, but we weren't gonna kill
Yeah,
the
that's
giant.
that's why I'm staying well away from the giants.
The giant has just seen you poof kill one of his pets and then
Just do it,
strike
Ariel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Please.
fucking do
That
it.
misses!
That's a miss.
That's
That
a
does
hit.
not.
Ooh.
Damn
That
it.
doesn't.
He's
But
gonna
guess
euthanize
what?
you.
Ouch.
How are you?
Guess what? I'm still up. I'm
Really?
still up.
Yes! Hey,
That's
You did
hubris,
not get-
Calda.
you did not get hit with the ridiculous
We're
damage. One,
gods.
so well done.
With 30
Devin.
seconds.
We're gods.
Alsana! I can guess what you're doing.
Yes, you can.
Let's have that damage.
Where's the repeat?
Let's do it.
Where's the repeat? Where's the
Doggo.
repeat? Calling repeat. 4. Submit.
Beep.
Yeah, the dog
Oh.
cannot survive.
Good.
The giant takes half that
I'm
damage.
throwing one more on the giant.
Okay.
Wait, no, he made it. No, I'm good.
Okay. So half that round up is 7. 7 points of lightning damage. Bzzzt.
Thank God.
Oh, God.
Threw a joy buzzer at it. Anything else?
Okay, so if the giant survives through Kane and Calda,
Yep,
That-
that she's Alsana is
Yeah.
good. She might start
I
making her
can
way up a
push on
bit.
this fucker.
Okay. Still about 50 foot up?
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. You hear the giant just roar something, see his last wolf go down, take a bit of a shock himself. So that'll be it for you. Kane!
Do it.
Sorry,
big target.
I'm freaking. Give me a quick second.
Okay.
Kane is going to rush the giant because of fucking course he is. And he's going to swing.
2 swings, baby.
What the fuck?
Whoa.
Yikes.
He's gonna swing
That-
again,
Yikes.
That'll
one
do
will
it.
Whoa.
That'll hit.
and he's going to scream at called a fucking retreat.
No.
2
that's not
damage
gonna
and
work.
call the reposition.
I like to think he just kind of like pushes Calda a bit and he just kind of like slides down the incline.
We've got 15 feet. Hold on, use 5
Yes.
for me.
You can go 5 more. I'm gonna round up that
Okay.
half for you guys, so benefit.
And then he's just
Alright.
gonna like put the tip of his sword on the ground and just up at the giant and go, just like open hands, like come on, like are you not entertained style.
Oh man.
Okay, Calda.
Come on!
Bonus action. Let's just
Get it.
dump
Get its
it.
attention, buddy.
Let's just dump it.
Okay.
Good.
So
That's
we're
a good
dumping
thing.
that, and then what can I do as a bonus action? Just in case.
On who?
Just in case.
Me.
Okay, just making sure. I was gonna say do not put it on Kane.
Yeah. Yeah, don't
Me.
worry. Don't worry.
This
Plus
is
2 to
called this time to protect.
Good. Okay.
Don't worry.
Alaris.
I can still hit this giant. I'm gonna pincushion this motherfucker.
Sharpshooter.
Go for it.
Kyojin.
Sharpshooter it. Actually,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
saying
it's got,
sharpshooter.
it's got
so-
lower AC than me. Yeah, go.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So 3 shots.
All right.
that's
Nice.
a
That'll do
20.
it. That's to do it. That misses.
Damn.
That hits.
That'll hit though.
Total
Alright.
of 39 damage.
Nice. Very nice. Or rather, ping. As one of them happens to deflect off of like his belt buckle. He reels back. He's starting to look a little bit on the rough side.
Keep going! I try to shout, "Keep going!" from however the fuck far I am.
Not too far. You're audible.
All right, cool.
Hear him shout a word as he looks down and around at all of you, starting to ping
Yeah,
things off of
Lars is
him.
like-
Killed his dogs.
Hey, dickhead! Over here!
Do not attract attention!
Hmm.
I already screamed at him, motherfucker! I have health, motherfucker!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Attack of opportunity, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
It
quite
depends.
far.
Tell you what, if we're gonna do a scream off, in hindsight, Kane and Alaris, both of you do intimidation checks.
Oh.
No.
Oh no.
Oh.
Fuck, you have charisma!
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm.
Nope.
Yeah,
Nope.
no.
He's
Yeah,
decided that
that's a
the
bitch.
natural one.
he's decided that the coward in the bushes shooting from afar is of no interest. He's gonna go for the one who's up front and in his face.
And he's gonna
Hey.
squish.
39 damage.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna-
okay.
Told you I was gonna get squished!
Squished. Got
What is it
squished.
with you? I swear.
Got
Okay,
Oh, no,
squished.
how are
this is
you?
gonna happen. Oh, I'm good.
Okay.
Still good.
Yikes.
Cube
Fucking
garage
hell.
using a
Hey.
constant.
Yeah, no
no.
kidding.
This is why I said let this happen to me, not Alaris, because Alaris would have just fucking died.
Alright.
I would have.
That is the Frost Giant's turn, however. Alsana, is it another lightning strike?
One more time.
GG, bro.
All right. He fails. Give me a roll.
Give
Why
it
does
the
my
roll.
18 armor
Do
class
it, do
never
it,
We
do
use
it.
the crossbow
Do
bolt
it.
as shock therapy points.
Okay.
Come on. What is this?
Acupuncture.
14.
Let's do it.
Did he fail?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did fail. He
One
takes
more.
the full 14.
Yes.
One more d10.
Give
Okay.
it.
2, 5,
5.
19.
Okay. This is about to
All
get
right. All right.
Ooh,
Well
this is about to be
done.
fun.
He's still up.
Kane,
He's
do
still
it.
going, but he's hurt.
Come on.
Ken,
Okay.
do it,
So as
do
a
it,
note-
do it.
I don't have my action start from last fight, so this is gonna get fun. So
Ooh, this is gonna be fun.
pick up the sword again because obviously swing. Good.
Hit.
We are going to frighten,
Ooh.
Interesting. I like it. Okay, let's
and we're gonna Orcish Fury for an extra dice of damage.
go ahead and roll that while I roll the wisdom save.
So that'll total out to.
He is not frightened, but
Okay.
it would have been cool.
I think it's 17 that total outs to.
I've been just
15.
taking the damage off one bit at a time.
Okay. 15. Okay. And
Yes.
second attack. All
Hits.
right. That's going to be another frighten.
Okay.
Ooh,
I now have no more superiority dice.
He is frightened.
There we
Good.
go.
As that one did a lot
do it, do
on
it,
that.
do
And
it.
as my bonus action, I'm going to second wind just so I have a chance of being
Nice.
alive.
It's 8 hit points.
Not a very good one.
He's looking real rough, but okay. I take it that's your turn.
Yeah.
Calda.
That's what I got, man.
You got 30 hit points.
Go for him.
I have 17.
Okay, let's drop.
No, I'm talking.
Don't bother healing me, by the way.
No, let's drop Shield of the Faith. Fuck you. I want more damage.
No, that's good. Do not try to heal me, please.
Damage. Do
Okay.
damage. Do it. Do
Damage.
it. Do it.
There's my bonus action.
Go,
So it's
go.
an extra 1d4 on all my hits. And then let's... 1, 2!
I love my power.
Yeah, how do you want to do this?
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait. No, not quite. Not quite.
1d4?
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry.
yeah, add the 1d4.
Don't worry. That.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah,
Now
that
how
works.
do you want to?
That works.
Yep, with the d4.
That works.
That was
works.
enough.
That's
You
how
didn't
you
even
wanna
need
do
the
this.
smite. How do you want to do this?
Just chop the fucker in half. And just look at Kane and Nalaris from far, just like, you don't need to yell!
All right, this tiny little 2.5 foot tall halfling. Am I right? Under 3 feet.
2-9.
Yep, 2'9" halfling runs up with a magic greatsword and absolutely cleaves a oh hell, how tall are these? I've forgotten. Probably a good 18 foot giant in half. And yeah. Everything goes quiet
Do the guts spill out?
as everybody just stares. Sorry?
Do the guts spill out?
The guts are everywhere.
Alright.
They are sliding down the slope.
Alsana is flying over.
Nice.
Kane's gonna offer a fist bump to Calda.
Cald's gonna take it.
Nice.
Can Alsana dig through the guts on the floor, see if there's anything that she would know would be somewhat interesting?
Oh god. Well, roll an investigation check.
I think that was Ariel for Keskafuck.
Can I use that?
No.
Why not?
Because you're investigating. What the fuck do you mean?
I'm
You have to sift through intestines, dude.
Yeah, it's not like they're hard to find.
You've got a lot of intestines then.
Alright, sure. Guidance regardless.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
Investigation.
Come on, dude.
22.
She rolled an 18. She doesn't have a big bonus to that.
Okay.
We're still at
Um,
18.
Yeah, it's still good. It's still good. Well, I mean, mostly it's blood and guts, but kind of sifting through and looking through the place where Calda tore open and things broke. Um, I'll say that you do actually find, let's see, probably something he ate by accident without meaning to.
Oh, no, I think there's a misunderstanding. No, I'm asking if the liver can be used in potions here.
Oh, dang.
I'm not doing Skyrim where I'm looking for a golden ring in the wolf's stomach.
That explains it then. Say you want its liver, not your intestine.
I said she's
sorry.
digging through the guts. What does she find
I
interesting?
should have guessed because it's Alsana. I really should have. I'm sorry. Okay. We'll keep the 18 you rolled. What is your
I'll
modifier?
take it if he ate like a single ball bearing or something, but...
Oh god.
Okay, sorry, did you just ask what my modifier to medicine is?
Your modifier for medicine, yes.
Plus 11.
Alright, much higher. So,
Wow.
So
wow.
Plus
I can't
1.
think of
That'd be a 30.
Yeah, it would be a 30.
Okay, so do you understand why we said we sat down?
Do you understand why I was trying to get my medicine check?
Oh, we understand each other
Insane
now.
liver.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I remember it was said before when talking to Morticia that the various organs of various monsters can't be used in various alchemical regions.
Yeah. Honestly, like off the top of my head, fingernails and toenails for the strength potion.
Well, she was going for those anyways.
Yeah. In the guts, well, you know that these things are really, really good against frost and cold. It might stand to reason that if you can put various parts of it into a potion, if you can synthesize it right, you might be able to get a potion that at the very least resists cold, if not is outright immune to it, potentially.
All right. So how far does she have to go digging into the chest cavity to grab a heart?
Given the medicine roll that I'm taking, not very.
Okay.
You've
Just
got a
reach
pretty,
under
you've
it
got
like
a
this.
direct, exactly.
It's like reaching under the couch.
Guts. It's already pretty much stuffed.
Couch.
It's easier than reaching under the couch. This thing is huge. You can get its heart pretty much no problem, though it is very large given like scale sizing and all that. So storage could be an interesting challenge. However, there are like you can take some of the softer leather from its armor, cloth, etc., and wrap the heart up. So at the very least, you have it covered.
She'll walk over to the ice doggies too. Are they like physically cold?
Let's see. For the sake of flavor, let's say that yes, they are still fairly. There's a little bit of a chill to the touch of their fur, at least the outer layer. They're not cold-blooded. They're like warm on the inside if you cut one open.
All right. Which she will.
But the fur is pretty frosty.
Can she find what produces the ice and the cold breath?
Probably. It is a physical effect rather than a magical one. I'm not going to make up some pseudo medical stuff for explaining it.
The frost bladder.
Sure. You find the frost bladder.
All right.
I don't like that.
So
Frostland.
So she's gonna take.
I don't think anyone likes.
Icy gland. One of them is spent, the other one is not.
All right. She'll take the one that isn't. Take the wintry what's it, and just wrap it in the same leather as the heart, such that it maybe keeps it cooler and fresher.
Interesting. Okay.
Pretty good, actually.
Yeah. I like that. Let's roll.
And then go ahead and just take a knife, pop some toenails.
Uh-huh. You've
meantime.
got a fine collection of them going.
Yep. Well, I have two hill giants.
Let's
how many
see,
should I
how
mark down
many...
for this? I think you had me roll like a d4.
You might get more. Go ahead and do a quick roll medicine check again, just for like popping toenails off or carving them or
Okay.
whatever. We'll treat
27.
that as luck. Yeah, well done. I'm gonna say of that you get all 10. You get fingernails and toenails.
31.
All 10. All. Okay, you get all 20 fingernails and
Yeah.
toenails.
Oh
Look
no.
what you've done. Look what you've done.
My God.
Okay, important question though, Ari.
Yes.
Can I have the giant's hat?
um, you could just about use it as a like a tabletop wash basin, but yes,
Oh, I just want the carry. He doesn't need to wear it on his head. I just want his hat.
you can have his hat.
Does it have
Dave-
pockets?
You can check for pockets. Go ahead and do
I'm attempting to loot what's left of the giant.
roll an investigation check.
This is going to be poor.
Anybody else who wants to pile in on this aside from Elsana, who's busy with her own interests, can try.
Yes, and also can I shave off his mustache?
If your heart so
sculpting his
desires,
mustache.
then yes.
Okay.
As you're shaving the mustache and beard, you actually find like a pouch hanging around his neck that Kane completely missed as you are trying to pat down like the sides of the armor. Let's see what's interesting that could be in there. What could be fun?
Mustache slippers.
Alsana,
see.
arms covered in like gore and viscera, is just gonna walk up to Larson, just like slowly put her hand to his face, like you've got a bit of something right there. Here, let me get it.
Oh yeah, thank you for that. It's very, yeah.
Lars
Yeah,
is the
do
only
have
one
fun
not
with the
covered in
potion,
blood right now.
Alsana.
Yeah.
Exactly. She aims to change that.
Do have fun with those potions, Alsana. Do have fun since you did get all 20. Is
Calder?
that all the nails and toes?
Yes, called the.
Wow.
I'm gonna
that's
say that in it.
he like hand in the viscera and like slow
I'll get
claps
there.
so that there's like a bit of splashing onto Alsana's face.
Calda, in the sack, you find like a big chunk of jerky, probably his ration or snack or something. It's enormous chunk of smoked meat. You find a few like crumbs at the bottom, and you also find of interest a number of like shiny or interesting things, pretty things that had been tucked away. So put down on your sheet that you find or wherever you're going to share it out. Put down about 100 gold piece worth of assorted like small gems or coins.
It's a grab bag worth $100.
But Ariel, I have a question.
Yes.
Were there mustache slippers or no?
I don't believe you found any mustache slippers. No.
Damn. No, not slippers, like clippers.
Clippers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Ariel.
trying to understand what the hell is being said.
There it is.
I cannot
Ariel,
make out
maybe
some
just
words.
Mustache
a little less
slippers.
willing to go along with what we're saying.
At this point, you guys are made of chaos, and I've just accepted it.
That's fair, actually.
I don't
Stepping
think
out and
I
still
was-
beating
I
hard
don't
is
know
the
what
one thing.
mustache slippers are, but
Yeah,
somebody had an
mustache
idea, and I'm
slippers.
going, okay. I don't know what you mean by that, but probably not.
Devin, can I make you mustache slippers?
Clippers.
Is that one of those
I will-
memes is that what you
No.
kids call it these days?
I'm
Is
gonna
that a
say
meme?
his aside from the braiding, it's not very well kept. You don't find any like personal grooming items in the pouch.
Damn it, I didn't find any mustache clippers. All I got were these gems and coins. And Paul just throws the bag over
Did you
his
find
shoulder
any
and
mustache
says, "What?"
slippers though?
No, I can't believe they don't have mustache slippers. It's a huge thing in Ambarian.
What?
Yeah, it's a huge thing in Sword as
Okay,
well. I
so,
saw
small
a
thing
lot of
before
shops with it.
before we're done here because we're fucking tearing this dude apart like it's Monster Hunter. Can Alsana, are there any beads in his beard?
Beads in the beard.
Yes. Or hair.
No beads.
All right.
Yeah, no beads.
Okay. All right then. Yeah. I think we're done here, and we have other things to attend to.
Oh wait, last question, but actually like sort of serious, sort of chaotic. Sorry.
Okay.
How big is the jerky in proportion to Calda?
How big is the jerky in proportion to Calda? I'm just going to repeat
Yes.
everything that is asked so that I make sure.
Yes.
You're good.
Correct.
Oh,
We've broken her, guys.
dear
Well done.
God.
I'm so sorry, Ariel.
It's okay. Roughly half your height. Half your
Okay.
size.
Damn.
1 foot and 4.5 inches worth of jerky.
Alright, let's get going. We have a,
Let's say 1'6" rounded out.
Alrighty.
1'6".
The end might have been gnawed on a little bit, but yeah.
We have a, beanstalk to climb, I believe.
I think we may rest. Not spells.
She kind of, like, tilts her head and is like, don't you have to sleep for 8 hours to do that?
Maybe, but we should honestly climb the beanstalk. It's good. Let's go. Good.
Alright,
Meta. Good luck with healing. Woo.
Alsana has spells.
This is why I said good luck with healing, because you got the spells.
Alright, okay, so, Alsana will hop up on the broom. And, ask Calda if she'd like to hop on.
Yes, please. Wait. Let me see how far I can climb up this thing, and then we'll see, because Alaris might need some help. Cold's gonna try and, like, get the hand axes and sort of stab them in there and try and pull herself up with them.
Okay. Athletics at advantage.
3 points of contact, please.
Got it, 2 points.
4. Just bite it.
I mean, it's not as difficult to climb as you may have first
It's not a
feared.
Herculean task.
But you do find yourself struggling a little bit, especially with the effort of the axe in and pulling yourself up on it, getting it in firmly enough to pull yourself up with it, and then wiggling it loose to do the next one and the one after another. But you are getting a good start going. The beanstalk isn't necessarily just a single stalk. It seems to be almost a intertwined spiraling mass of numerous smaller stalks, tendrils, all woven together. But you look up and it does stretch to almost a dizzying height.
I'll be good. Just taking my time. Taking my time. Should we rest before this?
What
For an
would
hour,
we do?
maybe?
It'd be ideal.
We don't know how long she's been doing what, or what her status is.
That's fair enough, but
Oh, there's a kid up there called Climbs Faster.
yeah. Yeah. Lars will ask, it's like, hey, can I hop on the brooms?
I think so, but I think the other two should just stay down here and not hurt yourself.
Yeah.
I'm going to send the broom back, possibly.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
And the other two can come on up. I'll ask that at least one person accompany me. Let's say Alaris. You have the range.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And
We
And
can
he'll
deal
have-
with things from afar until
Yeah.
while the others come back up.
Of course.
yeah, I'll also be playing.
He'll load a bolt to his hand crossbow.
I'm also gonna play a bit of long range this fight.
You're a bit quiet there, Conrad.
Oh, sorry. Kane says he's also gonna play a bit of long range next we fight.
Alright. Well, Alzano will have Alaris hop on the broom with her. And she'll start floating up.
Alright.
Kind of spiraling around the beanstalk.
Yep. And it is a long spiral upwards. It is cold. It is wet. I'd say for the height of the beanstalk, and because you're not absolutely like booking it arrow fast straight up, you know what? just for sake of keeping everybody healthy, it takes you about half an hour to get up, another half hour for the broom to descend. So, between each group can actually get an hour's short rest in there.
All right.
Yo, I had literally no abilities left except for the one when I hit 0 HP.
Yep. So any hit dice you want to spend, go ahead and do so. Get any short rest abilities back. Alsana and Alaris.
Why do my hit dice hate?
The beanstalk disappears into the clouds. You follow. It is a stinging, icy run through that, but mercifully brief, as soon the air around you clears, and you abruptly find yourself at what seems to be the sharp edge of a chunk of land floating in the air, surrounded by these clouds. Stretching out ahead of you, you can see green grassy field, a walled area ahead, and a castle towering above it all. And bizarrely, on the green, dotted around the green grass, and one quite close to the edge where you have just emerged from the clouds and are now floating just above the grass, you see a number of enormous goats.
Huh. Can she tell if they're, like,
Well,
hostile looking?
Go ahead and do another animal handling check for reading an animal's mood.
17 d4 20.
Doesn't seem to be hostile. Is just sitting there and just crunch, crunch, crunch on some grass, little jaw moving in circles.
How tall are they? If you had to put them in a size category, just large.
Size category large.
Okay.
You could ride them into battle if you wanted to, easily.
Yep.
Probably as big as, if not bigger than, some horses.
All right. Alsana will go ahead
We need
and tell the broom to head on back down. And I'm gonna bring it up now, but I was gonna bring it up earlier, but then narration and rolls that were happening. Alsana can now do this. So for that half hour they're waiting, she's going to go and start stitching up Alaris.
All right.
So I don't know how many you want to spend there, Alaris. If the GM would let him, like, kind of retroactive that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then it only just came
you're
up.
helping me patch up.
Yeah, then you
Then
just
I'll
get max
only
dice.
Make a DC 15 medicine check.
Ooh, good point.
You do have to do that.
I think she'll be okay. Guidance on herself. 14.
Yeah, with guidance you make it. You don't have to worry about rolling, you make it. But okay.
Yep.
Happy numbers.
Yep. So with guidance, I don't think she can only roll a 1 or a 2. So that's nice.
Yep.
Yep. So she just pulls out some string and some and a needle.
Yep.
Okay,
Alaris,
Yep.
you can go ahead and any number of those hit die, you can just make the maximum.
And she also takes a piece of that beef jerky they found down there and, like, sticks it between his teeth. She's like, maybe bite down.
Yeah, okay, just, yeah. He bites down. Okay, yeah.
Oh, it's not that bad. She gets done and she slaps it.
And, Elias is full health now, so that's great.
Very good.
So he'll spend, like, 24 extra health, that's nice.
So, let me just double check the rules. You can send the broom to travel to a destination within 1 mile of you.
I'm allowing it.
Okay.
It works.
Speak the command word, name the location, are familiar with the place. I believe I am all of those.
Oh, yes. Calda and Kane, sitting at the bottom. You wait, you rest. And after what seems an eternity, you look up and you see the broom spiraling back down the beanstalk in a reverse of the way it went up. until finally it comes to rest right in front of you, just hovering almost expectantly.
Gain just goes to offer Calda a hand up.
Call the hops on.
Yep. Climb aboard, and without
Gain's
your...
Gain's just done like, oh, I've never been on this thing before, it's weird.
it seems it takes no direction from you. It just starts spiraling right back up.
He is holding on to Calda as tightly as he can and one other hand on the broom.
Calda's pretending to be Elsana.
Oh god.
How are you pretending to be Elsana? Paint this picture, please.
I push all my hair to like the front of my shoulders and just like lean down on the broom and pretend to like send up the scythes and the lightning bolts out as we're spiraling up.
Alsana like pulls a stitch
She doesn't
tight.
see
and
this?
No, Alsana like pulls a stitch tight on the Loris like extra hard and just like something's wrong.
Sneezes a bit, just there's like a light sneeze. Like,
No, she just like
sorry.
yanked it extra hard, just like something's not right. I don't know what.
Ow. That
Oh my
hurt
God.
more.
Calda's just like, oh, she's so cool. Just pretends to crash another lightning bolt.
Yep, and in this manner, you slowly ascend, and you reach the site of Alsana packing up what looks like a small medical kit, Elaris kind of poking at a bandage, like on his arm, perhaps. And the same field, distant walls, castle, green grass, and enormous goats. So, what would everybody like to do?
Get off the broom as soon as possible.
You do so.
Really,
How's the ride?
Alsana, you get your broom back.
I'm just like, I don't know. No, it explains why you always seem to have to stick up your ass.
Oh, it was fun being on the front this time.
Give that one yourself.
Yikes.
Yeah, I think I was a bit too, I don't know, air sick?
Just don't look down. She
Yeah.
gives like a grin.
I can handle a ship. Broom is odd.
Sure thing. She just like has the broom float over back into her hand and puts it over her back. So, are we going to continue onwards or?
Probably a good idea. Let's go
Where's the
find
castle?
her. Then
Yeah, that's probably a good place to start looking.
Also, stops for a sec. Can she check the ground for any footsteps? It is grass, you said, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Roll a survival check. Add your guidance, of course. It's
Yes.
deliberate.
20.
20. It is not currently raining up here. It doesn't look like it has been in some time. The clouds are mostly below. But the ground is soft, and you can see little indents and depressions of a pair of smallish feet.
She compares to Calda.
They look about Calda size, maybe a little bit longer. And the trail seems to be heading straight across the grass towards the castle.
Alright. She'll start heading and have the group come with. And she's gonna go ahead and, you know what, while they were waiting there, if she could, just before, if she could have estimated, when the party was gonna get there, could she have cast Speak with Animals as a ritual?
Sure.
Alright. So she's gonna go ahead, because she was sitting there looking at the goats the whole time.
More's back out to fly ahead. Good. Okay.
Okay, so she'll just go up to one of the goats. Maybe one near the, like, path of footprints.
It turns its head, regards you with one weird square pupil. Just...
Hello there.
which is hello.
Have you seen, one about as short as that one come through here recently? And she points to Caldo.
What the hell is the intelligence of the giant goat? Hold on.
I want to say 4?
I just had the sheet open, actually.
I should probably just look it up on the
Roll
roll 20 instead of flipping through the book. But...
Net intelligence 3. Negative 4. Would it be wisdom to recall things, or?
It's intelligence to recall, I'm afraid.
All right.
Like, officially, I believe.
3.
You get the impression, the speech, rather. Many small, very small. Looks over at where you see a baby giant goat next to a mama giant goat, says, that one.
One's with 2 legs.
Looks down at hooves, looks up at you. What is 2?
Didn't think so. Well, here, let me help you out. And she'll just wave her hand in front of it, and Druid crafts some of the grass a bit longer.
Looks down at the grass, looks up at you, looks down at the grass, does not seem to realize that you did anything, and goes, move over. And crunch, crunch, crunch on the grass.
Huh. She just, like, cautiously, like, puts a hand out to pat.
Yeah, it doesn't seem bothered by it, it's just crunching on the grass.
Yeah. Alright, have a nice day. And she goes on. She'll ask a few of the others, but I doubt she gets anything. Just as they're walking.
Roll
Let's
for
go ahead
particularly
and
intelligent
see.
goat.
That's what I'm kind of doing right now. I'm giving you a few, D20 last one, 4. That one definitely not. That one barely seems
one's
to understand
asleep.
what's going. Yeah. The one that got a 12, actually kind of twitches his little ears, looks around.
He has a bit of a the chin, like, scruff. He looks
so.
wise.
Think so. Maybe.
It's the old Billy goat.
Today.
Small like you. Yes. Probably.
Which
Today.
way?
Home looks towards the castle.
Oh. Is that your home?
Hmm.
You have
All
a-
is home. That is shelter home. This is grazing home.
Is there anything bigger than you at the shelter home?
Hmm. Yes. As big, bigger.
Shaped like us?
Smaller. Smaller too.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
She'll do
Feathers make sneeze.
One of the ones there has feathers?
Some. Smaller. Feathers.
Smaller. Smaller than me.
No. Smaller than me.
Huh.
Maybe smaller than you. Not sure. How small?
Not by much. Not tiny like that one. And she points to Calda.
Don't know.
Is there any sort of leader or boss over at the shelter home?
Let's see. How good are these at leader and boss? They probably think of themselves as leader and boss, honestly. So you'd probably get something like you get something like old Gruff is boss and look at the sleeping billy goat over.
With the extra big horns.
Yes.
Gruff looks tired. Well, thank you for your time. She'll do the druid craft again in the hopes that this one realizes.
Grass tall. Grass not tall before.
I did that for
Tall
you.
grass good. Okay.
Have a
And
nice
just
day.
eat.
Yep, and just pat and go on. Well, we know we're on the right track. We're very certain of it now. And apparently there is both giants there and rather large birds. Or something with feathers.
Terrifying. You guys have arrows, right, though? And lightning.
Yes, but
I mean, yeah.
you see, there's 2 options that I can think of. Actually, you know what? Can Alcena make a nature check to know what big feathered things would be in this kind of area?
I mean, there's a lot of options, but I guess, sure.
Basically, would she have any thought in her head that there would be anything that isn't flying?
Anything that isn't flying?
Yes.
Okay, are you thinking in a particular direction here, or are you just, like, fishing in the dark?
Basically, from the vague knowledge she knows about whatever could be here, there's things with feathers that fly, and there's things with feathers that don't fly.
Okay. Give me a nature check.
Alright. She's just wondering if they're likely, how likely they are to encounter a fly speed here.
Okay.
25... Plus 4.
29?
29.
Yeah, why do I tempt fate? I mean, there is the roughly obvious that it is a flying castle up in the sky. Just point number one.
Yeah,
Just
but there's walking goats here. That's why she's...
Yes. And it has feathers, these things. Probably they fly. Given that roll, let's see. I did say nature, but you know this could count. Hold on, let me double check a thing.
You'd roll like an arcana or something too.
You're aware that no, it wouldn't be arcana.
Religion?
If anything, it might be history.
History.
It's kind of like legends and lore, things you might have heard. But that would be a supplementary. You're still gonna probably know something, at least rumors. This is just whether you can cement it. 18? Pretty good, pretty good.
Oh.
That is a nice roll. Yeah, you've heard of giants that live in castles above the clouds themselves, and you've heard stories of these giants almost keeping various pets or minions or guard creatures sometimes. They sometimes will keep in histories and legends and stuff. Sometimes it's likened to like a humanoid noble keeping hunting hawks and dogs and stuff like that.
Only they're giant eagles.
Yeah, they'll keep various like flying beasts of prey, maybe trained beasts that go along the ground. There could be any number of things. You've heard of things like griffins, probably some kind of like giant eagle or hawk. I'll say that if your mind flashes briefly to something like a rock, you quickly go, oh no, wait.
Too big.
That's conflating two different things. It's a giant bird, but the giants have never actually kept them. They're too big and too dangerous, typically.
If anything, rocks keep giants sometimes.
Possibly. They're probably a little bit more rivals rather than cohabitants. They prefer like the hunting beasts, the ones that do the hunting. So you're probably not going to come across anything like a Pegasus. And typically it's stuff that they can train and or raise.
So potential giant hawks, hippogriffs, griffins.
Yep. Possibly peritons.
There's one more I'm
Let's see,
forgetting.
what else? Probably not harpies. That would be a recipe for disaster, given the luring song and all that. Let's see, anything else with feathers? Yeah, there might be others, but those are probably
Those are
big
the
ones.
top of the list.
Yeah.
All right.
Of
Osana will
feathered friends for giants.
relay her postulations to the party.
Oh, some keep owl bears, but those stick to the ground.
Yes.
I knew there was something else.
Does she know about cockatrice?
Probably not cockatrice. They tend to have a really nasty stone ability. They'd be harder to keep. It's not impossible, but...
Basically, is there any, like, on the ground feathered things she could think of that are maybe a chance, or is flying seeming like the more likely here?
Flying seems more likely numerically, but there is that owlbear point.
Okay. So if, then owlbear. Got Alright, she'll throw that out to the party and go, we're probably dealing with things in the air, so keep your ranged. On standby.
It's gonna be that way either way for me, but yeah.
I'll get whatever lands then.
Quite frankly, we can expect more giants. I don't know what... I can only postulate variations, but I don't think it's going to be the two we've recently dealt with. Probably. Maybe. Let's go find out. Shall we send a bird scout of our own?
Mori's already like fluttering away.
Well, she'll boop the bird.
Mori's doing circles.
So we'll do the thing, you know the gif where you, like, the finger goes into the back of the owl's head, like, way further.
Yep.
So much fluff.
Is all fluff. So go ahead and as you guys start trekking across this field and Mori's keeping an eye out, go ahead and do your advantage to check.
Also, we'll
Mori's.
go her own as well, just not as good.
Alright. You've got the d4s, good, 17, and 13 for Alsana. Yeah, you guys are keeping a pretty good eye out. So far, yep, 11 for Kane. You're not really noticing aside from the various giant goats. 16, same. As you get closer to the castle, Mori notices a kind of this walled-in area, as you don't seem to be approaching from, like, a front of the castle, but more from the side. This thing doesn't seem to be built super defensively. Makes sense, given that it is literally floating on an island in the middle of the air. Probably don't have to worry too much about ground assault.
Or guard towers or things of that nature.
Yep. Nope. This seems, though it is built of strong stone and, like, thick lines, it's not a castle built with defense foremost in mind.
Okay. Are we about to get into anything real right now?
Do you need a break?
Yeah, just wondering if break anytime soon. Or...
Okay, just descriptive stuff. So I'll say that as you get closer, you see a walled-in area right before a side door that's filled with amazing, the most incredible produce that Mori, and through Mori, Calda has ever seen. And rooting around at the base of some of the giant pumpkins, you see a scaly being with 2 legs, 2 wings, long neck and tail. And next to it, a smaller being flapping around with feathered wings and a head that looks like that of a deer, complete with spreading antlers, but the claws and tail of a bird. And they seem intent on trying to dig something out.
Alsana knows what
we'll go ahead and take a break as you guys are approaching this area.
Those things. Fuck those things. Oh, I know it. Out of character, those things are bastards. Beyond your toes.
Oh, fun.
I forget what CR they are, but I know if you're scaled for them, they are bastards. But I'll be right back. Just run the washroom.
Okay. See, what else do we have for music? I'm gonna mess around with this a little bit. There's some that I haven't played. It's almost too peppy. I don't know.
It's hard to make any kind of dog type thing scary.
Yeah.
Because you just like dogs too much.
Yeah.
You
There's
make even non-dog-like things dog-like.
Probably.
There's little puppers who are like 10 feet tall, but they're cute.
They've got jaws full of terrible teeth that can bite your head off in one gulp, but they're stumbling over their paws and yelping, and yeah. The dice didn't help too much. Also, I want you to know that Mori is great for you guys. It really is. Because those wolves were originally going to be stealthed, but Mori rolled such excellent perception. It's like, nope, you guys know those wolves are there from the get-go. You know immediately. That is not
So
going to be a
proud of him.
surprise. It's so good.
Yeah, Maury saved her ass there.
Yeah.
Took him
It
as
was
a
going to
dark
be
vision
these
boy.
things explode out of the snow and charge towards you. Nope.
He's my little dark vision boy.
That was such a by the skin of our teeth fighting manner.
Oh.
It was timed nicely.
Hey, you guys did well.
Also, what is it with Kane and crits? My god.
I'm wondering that.
Crit magnet.
It's because I almost never get to roll attacks against Devin in this game because his character stays back and there's a lot of-
Oh, it's hereditary.
Do you mean it's inherited or
Hello.
what?
Well,
Hello.
yeah, because assuming that Devin is always the cause of someone being a crit magnet, we can assume it was given to us by shit Dad McGee. But if Asana's not gonna hit, Kane is.
What?
That's a convoluted way of thinking about it.
That's
Kane
how I think.
magnet instead of
Also,
you.
Conrad, you forget you're just cursed in general.
That's fair.
There's not much need for like explanation of like, oh no, my character's like getting crit or rolling badly. It's like, yeah, you have extreme confirmation bias in this specific area.
That being said, I feel like I do get crit on pretty often though.
So do I, and everyone else in the world.
See, you could just
Okay.
say you disagree.
Is everybody back?
think so.
I'm back.
Yes.
John? Yeah, what?
Have a John.
Oh,
Where is he?
he's got a typing.
Ah, okay.
There we go.
Does your mouth hurt?
It's okay if it does. In the
General.
Discord.
Alright.
Yeah. I assume by that he is here and can hear us.
I missed that message from like last week of I'm gonna go punch the router.
So did I.
Okay.
Maybe just text it up Conrad style for now.
Yep. Okay,
Yep. Oh right. Yeah. Text up.
So-
So.
picking up. You're about 100 feet away now from this outer walled-in area. It is pretty large, all things considered. The very front of the wall stretches almost 200 feet. It's the front of the wall is about another 200, a little bit more feet from the front of the castle, or rather, the side of the castle wall. The wall itself is probably a good 20 or so feet tall. There is an enormous gate in front of you, a good 20 feet wide, and it goes like clear up to the top of the wall. It almost looks like a garden style gate, fitting considering what is beyond it, but built on a scale that is far beyond any of you. And yes, Mori saw a scaly creature and a feathery one digging intently at the ground just beside and under some pumpkins that you could just about hollow out and use as a living space. There are two massive apple trees near the front of the garden. Some absolutely enormous cabbages, lettuce, tomatoes, various other greens poking out of the ground. A path up the center of the garden leading to some wide and tall stone steps that go up to considering the scale, what might be considered a small side door of the castle. But once again, it is enormous compared to any of you. The door itself, probably a good 10 to 12 to... No, wait, it's more than that. Yeah, it's a good 40 feet wide. It's like a double door style. The top is easily around 30 feet tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. However, at the moment, you're about 100 feet away. These things are focused, don't seem to be noticing you. With that perception on Mori's part, he just notices the flash of a scaly wing of something curled up in the apple tree, and another feathery thing hopping around back near the cabbages.
If it's relayed, does Alsana know what the feathery things are and the scaly things are?
You're only really given a description. It depends on how well Calda might relay them.
Okay, does the antlers like a deer thing give it away?
Given that earlier nature roll, yeah, these are peritons. And
Peritons.
probably wyverns.
Quite horrible, really. Oh, what? Like full-on wyverns?
Probably,
Like, how
I mean,
big are they?
2 legs, 2 wings, size large.
Alright, and she goes, oh, and wyverns. Great, so, who here likes poison?
Wait, is like
No.
spice?
And who here likes, being run through by a pair of antlers?
Hmm.
Oh
I
no.
think I can dip my
Those
bolts in
things
poison.
are... I'd recommend we don't take them on right away. If we can deal with it. Not to.
Should we try to avoid them?
Potentially. If we could get in without bothering them too much, that would be ideal. Having each and every one set up upon us at once could be rather deadly. Especially if some of us are feeling a bit tired. I've got about one more lightning storm left in me.
I'm actually mostly good now. I just need a bit of rest.
Well, for the others, how's your magic doing?
I only
Tapped.
have 2. I'm not tapped, but I don't have much magic to begin with, so I don't think it's a
Yes,
good
but
idea.
Just what you can do in the first place. Calda,
Yeah.
Fully tapped, no healing either.
so that will be on me then. Alright, yes, let's... I could have more magic that I can use it either on curing poisons if you guys get stuck with the business ends of some of the wyverns, or I can use them on closing up wounds. So I'd recommend that we don't have to make that decision and perhaps try to get in the best we can. Order used your pass without trace for a day, Kane?
Yeah, it's already gone.
I don't have that one prepared myself. I'm going to be quiet. I hope we do a better job of it than last time.
If you give me a couple minutes to change, I can make that a bit easier on us.
Well, now would be the time we're out of the way. In fact, you could have been doing it while we were having this conversation.
Basically, can I take 10 minutes to change to switch to my breastplate rather than my plate armor?
Takes about 10 minutes to take off the plate armor, or actually it takes half that, you're right. So 10 minutes off, 10 minutes on. At 5 off, 5 on. Blech. I can't speak today. But yes. Yes, you can.
Alright.
So yes, make note of the change in AC. But now you do not have disadvantage with stealth, so...
So the individuals we're seeing are mainly on one side of the wall, or?
They're all within the garden.
Okay. But are they like mainly like towards one side of the garden?
No, they're scattered. From what Mori saw, one in an apple tree up near the front side of the garden where you're kind of approaching from. There's a little one, a periton, kind of back near the doors into the castle. And then there's a periton and wyvern paired up, digging under the pumpkins. And that's kind of more towards the middle and
How
a
close
little
are
bit
the
more towards one
Puritan
side.
wyvern by the pumpkins? Double lightning
well
strike or
can-
what?
How well can... Oh, to each other?
Yep.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Okay. Just for future reference. On the bright side, if we end up killing everything, I would love to take them apart, but... how far is the closest one from the door?
From, like, the gate into the garden?
Mhm.
Is up a tree off to the side, but the trees are right at the front of the garden. Hey, Ty, can you roll a quick check using intelligence using, Maury's... Actually, you're looking through his eyes. Go ahead and roll an intelligence check. You can relay this directly.
Can I give a guns, or...?
Oh, that was a disadvantage.
Why is
One
that?
second, it was still a 2. I was ready to roll stealth.
Honestly, you're still pretty good at judging distances, but I'd say that given that you haven't quite adjusted to the owl's vision yet.
And more is spooked by the big things.
More is spooked by the big things, and everything is so big that it's throwing off every sense you have. Like, you see an apple tree, and you think, normal size apple tree, that's a little lizard up there. It's probably, like, 15 feet away. Everything is huge. A good distance. You wouldn't be able to run there yourself, even if it was on the ground equivalent. Not in one go.
Wondering if even stealthing through here is really an option. Lighting's fairly consistent in, like, middle of the day.
Fairly. It's getting towards, like, later afternoon, but there is light up here. There is no cloud cover. However, the garden is pretty thick. There's a lot of leafy stuff. There could be cover.
So, how thick is it, like, in the middle of the garden? Like, leading from the entrance to the building?
Straight down the middle, no. It is an open path.
Okay. How wide is the open path?
For you guys, very. Probably a good, like, 25, 30 feet, 40 feet. It varies.
Would it
It
be
is
too
a dirt
much to
path.
drop us on the map right now, or
You know what? Sure.
maybe not drop us, but for us to be
yeah.
able to see it?
Sure.
This seems just like a lot of questioning that need not go.
It is a little bit, because it is kind of through the owl's eyes. You aren't seeing this directly, but you know what? Sure.
Okay. So there's those guys. There's one maybe up in the... Oh, no, he's over there. And there's one over there. Okay.
You guys are approaching from the south gate. There is another smaller gate right over here on the side.
Alright. Which side? On the west?
On this side, yeah.
Okay, yep.
If you can see the darker splotch, that's another gate. But can't speak.
Alright. We might maybe be able to go in from the side and deal with the one in the doorway without alerting the others. If we were quick enough. And damaging enough.
I mean, sneak attack advantage sharpshooter. Plus my bow does extra damage if I'm sneaking up on someone.
I've got to be close to really hit. Maybe 20 feet's the furthest I can be.
I can
60
get...
if I'm trying.
I could get rather close, and be rather deadly, up close.
If I have advantage, then that's always good.
I could knock something on the ground as well. But I don't...
Osana?
No?
Do you still have that fire arrow spell?
Not on
Did you not
me.
have it prepared? Okay.
It's not prepared.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think the only one I did say I prepared was something else. So, yeah, so I could basically turn into a panther.
Basically, or you
Oh,
can
so good you do.
I could.
Okay.
And I could attempt to knock it on the ground before or after each of you take a shot at it.
Ideally after the archers, but yeah.
Yeah.
And if I do, I can kind of try to tear its throat out afterwards, but I'm going to be...
Always a good idea.
If this alters planning in any way, the walls are about 20 feet tall. The trees peek up over the walls. This wyvern might be about 20 feet off the ground.
What do the tops of the or the tops of the walls like? Is it just flat?
Yeah, just flat.
All right. Overthinking.
Yeah. I'll say that as a panther, if you're planning on going on top of the wall and just through the tree, I'll allow it through the tree. But climbing up the wall could be a little harder because it's
Panthers have climb speed.
stone. Yes, that'll work then. So basically, you can get up the wall, but then it's
unless there's any like spinny bit at the top. Cats can get up things pretty easily.
Yep. Nope, you'll be fine then.
Yep. All right. So yes, it would be speed 50, climb 40. So if the panther were to go from there, 70. I could go over to there and stealth, and then get that 20 for the pounce. That could be possible. Yeah, I'd say that's be our best bet to at least, if we do end up having to fight everything in there, we at least get a sneak attack on one and deal with it immediately. The only other question is how exactly we're getting all of you guys up and into here. What's your guys' range on for the two bowmen?
I've got 80.
You've got 80.
Ilaris has ridiculous, recalling what he dropped before.
320, I think?
Yeah.
Okay, so
You'll
Kane might be at disadvantage. It's 90. Unless he could just kind of move in a bit.
Yeah, even moving half pace, like
You don't have any like abilities that let you add some distance or anything, do you?
only on melee
Right.
attacks.
All right. Yeah, then I think that might be the way to go, and Kaldo could just kind of be on the lookout.
Sure. I got the owl.
Um,
Oh yeah, no, 120, not 320.
unless you have anything you
120.
can you do anything from
Ah.
range, Kaldo?
On 20 feet. I have 2060
320 is my
stuff.
heavy.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Maybe
although
Kaldo
20
wait
still
outside the door.
Well, I'll get the stragglers if they come on the ground.
Okay. Or if the wyverns are after us, they're probably gonna run right. Honestly, Alzana knows well enough that these things don't have a range to them, right? They're a run up and smack things kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yep. So you can definitely stand by the other squishy, that isn't a panther. Is there anything you could cast on the panther, or are you completely out of spell slots?
As I said, I am tapped.
Okay. There's tapped and there's completely tapped. Just wanted to make sure.
Tapped. 0.
Okay. I do have plant growth, but they have fly speed, so it doesn't matter. Calling exists. Moonbeam. Spirit, greater restoration. Speak with animals. Conjure an elemental I used today. Didn't think it'd be that big a deal, but apparently not. Okay. So. Oh. We have green dragon poison.
Indeed, we do.
How much do you have, Alaris?
I believe I have 2 vials.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I gave you 2. I think we got 12 and I have 10 on me.
Yeah, I have 2.
So
Because I want to have a couple.
So we could give one to Kane. I don't. Also knows they probably wouldn't work much on the wyverns, yeah?
Probably. You know, those things are poisonous. You can
Infer.
you can assume or infer what you like.
Yep. Poisonous things usually have some chalks against poison. So maybe the. Yeah, so if we're going just for that one, Periton, Patreon, whatever. I never know how to pronounce it. Up there.
Periton.
We're fighting Patreon as a company.
Yes.
Donate now.
Alsana will hand 1 vial of, or 1 shot's worth of green dragon poison to Kane.
Well, 1 vial, it can tip like 3 hours.
Oh yes,
does it
yeah, no,
not?
that's a good point. So Alaris could probably share that.
Yeah,
and-
I have 2 vials, so I'm good. If we're gonna go after the patriarch.
Yeah, it's 6 things, 1d6 a hit, and then a save or be poisoned for 1 hour. So yes, okay, so here's the thing. Okay, first of all, let's have Kane and Alaris. Can they go and check that door to the west?
Okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
Cause how does it open?
Good question. All right.
Quick
Yep.
question.
Mhm.
Kane's gonna bring it up because he's of course gonna bring it up.
Mhm.
It's gonna take all 4 of us to get through this. What makes you think that the young girl managed to get through this on her own?
It's wishful thinking at this point, and we can at the very least bring back a body.
Yes.
She could be sneaky.
She could be a prisoner. That could always be a
There's
thing,
nothing
though.
saying that a giant didn't
Wishful
just see
thinking.
her walk up the vine, scoop her up in one hand like it was nothing, and carry her off back to be put in some sort of stew in the next few hours.
Alright.
Hey, Devin, can you roll a quick animal handling check?
Sure.
I don't
Yeah,
like
nope, never mind.
that.
I do have one alternate option. Just to
Nothing-
potentially
Nothing
make things
crushes the
easier for us.
soul, but the GM saying, "Yeah, never mind."
Kane will be like, I do have one alternate option.
Being.
Well, we could allow the goats to make a bunch of noise and cause a huge ruckus, which I'm sure the assumedly predatory creatures here would want to investigate.
We're not getting those poor things in the way of our issues.
Alright.
They haven't done anything. They're quite simply, they're mainly cattle, or the equivalent. They're just livestock. Hell, if we can find a way to bring them back down, I'm sure the the village would be over the moon.
Probably. Just a thought. I'm not
That is food.
completely loving this idea of the fight. We're drained and says to knock me more on the inside.
Did you not just say you were ready to go?
I'm talking us as a group. I can handle myself. I'm more concerned about you folks. Called us out of magic. You're nearly there. Alaris isn't doing too bad. He's
Nearly there, I can do plenty.
statement stands. You're not at full, and this is not going to look easy. If I'm not mistaken, those large wyverns, because I'm looking at it for more of them, and I can tell a bunch of things about them. There are no pushovers. Plus, they have poison. Are we sure we want to do this? Just to make sure. This could go very poorly very quickly.
Oh, most of
Like
us
I
have our
said,
hearts set on
our first
time sentence.
we're doing all-out combat as a last resort. Our first and foremost attempt is going to be killing that one Periton near the front gate and sneaking in. I don't have full confidence in our capability to do that, given previous encounters.
Yeah, neither do I. That's why I'm concerned about this fight. But if we're gonna try it, we're gonna try it.
If you're that concerned, just go home.
And make sure you three get killed. Not happening.
I'd just be more interested in how you get down, but
Can we not do this right now? This is a very time-sensitive thing. Can we leave the bickering for later?
alright. Well, let's get a move on then. You too, go check the door. And she'll just tap Alar's
Yes.
guidance for anything. As they go check.
Okay.
Is it reasonable enough to assume we can go around the wall without being much seen or heard, or do we have to make a roll for that?
There is a wyvern in a tree about level with the ground. He's currently looking in the direction of the ones by the pumpkins, but he doesn't seem as invested in whatever they're up to. So I'm gonna say there is a stealth roll for approaching and getting to the gate and messing with it and all that. So
Christ.
Fucking
Fuck.
hell.
Okay,
Oh
D4 on
God.
Alar's.
Is it
Oh my
worth it?
god.
Fucking let's find out. Who knows, maybe it's active.
We both rolled 4s.
Roll a D4, Lars. Alright.
6.
jeez.
So my question is, how far do we get?
God. How far do we get? Because this
I'm
is
gonna-
spiraled out of. This has gone to
Yeah,
shit immediately.
I'm gonna I only made the map so big. You need to get onto the map. I'm gonna say you get to the gate at the very least. Dear God. Both of you roll a quick perception check.
Who were those?
We're
Fucking 3
going
and
to
a 3.
Die.
Well, 3 and a 2. You didn't have advantage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die.
Oh, now you give us the nice numbers.
Yeah. And the nice
Yeah.
numbers let you notice that the wyvern has noticed you and is slowly creeping along the tree and wall, licking its
Well,
tops, looking your
um,
direction.
Okay. How
Well,
far away are the other two?
How far away are you two?
A little bit. At least.
Kane?
This is okay. This is a meta question.
Yes.
Because the next thing that's going to happen is Kane is going to turn to Alaris and go bolt, and I'm going to start shooting
No,
this.
no, like,
Of note,
no,
real
no,
quick.
can I get just, Alaris turns to Kane, it's like, Kane?
Yes.
This is going to shit immediately. I'm gonna...
Part of that perception as well, as you approach the gate, you notice that though it is enormous, actually little cracks and gaps are similarly scaled up. You can get through. You have to kind of turn sideways and scooch for about 10 feet, but you can get through.
Do that.
You don't have to
Here's
open the
the thing.
gate. Yes.
Here's the thing. I don't want to go inside the gate yet.
Okay.
It's okay with me outside of it. I'm sorry, because that means
That's fine.
But
That's fine. It is just
Are
a
there
note
cracks
because you
inside the
would
gate?
need to know this.
that's fair.
There are cracks
Do you
inside
want
the
to,
gate?
in advance
Is
for what's
that
about to
right?
happen, just extend the map?
This is
Just give
gonna
some
go
blank area,
so
'cause I
well.
imagine it's not too populated.
I might have to. Width. Let's give it another 5 squares at the very
I'm
least.
sorry,
Put it
this map looks
inside.
amazing. I just...
It's okay. It's okay. I know. I didn't expect this. I never expect this.
We're terrible at
This
stealthing.
is
This is not a stealthy
gone to
party.
shit
Yeah.
immediately.
No.
Oh, that was jarring.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault, but oh my
Oh
god.
god. Oh god.
Who's ready for
Are there
chaos fight?
cracks in the wall there?
There are, and I'll say that you were pretty much up against it when you noticed Mr. Wyvern creeping up.
Yep. So, how far away are the other two?
Yeah, you guys can put yourselves on the map if you're right at the edge. If you can say you're a number of feet away from it.
I'd say we're at least like 20.
Yeah.
You guys want to do a quick stealth roll and see if the Wyvern has noticed you?
Roll a 1? Yeah, sure.
Let me
Oh my
disadvantage.
fucking god.
if your armor is on heavy armor, it's automatic disadvantage. You don't have to tap it.
Woo, that's fun.
Fucking 6.
Let's.
Oh,
There we go.
The worst
on.
stealth roll.
You got this, Calda.
No, you don't.
You got
What?
this.
Call the
Shut-
roll
shut
a
up, Devin.
fucking natural 20.
I rolled the
Wow.
highest last
Dude,
time on
that's
disadvantage.
Yeah.
21.
So
So I think that's an official fuck you to Devin.
Fuck you, Devin.
I know-
In a heavy armor got the
Nat 20 and
highest
17.
stealth roll.
I have a proficiency in stealth.
You know
for
what?
that reason.
You know what, guys? You're right. That stealth roll did save this whole scenario.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's
I
what we're
don't
worried
die.
about.
Yeah.
You said she was gonna roll
Usually
terribly. She did.
things are
Get
like-
fucked.
Usually
No,
these
I
things
said
are
she was
like
gonna roll
group
great.
stealth,
I
so
said she was
Calda
gonna
wouldn't
roll
be
a
stealthed,
natural.
but for this, I'm saying Calda is stealthed because it's hilarious. The Wyvern has not noticed Calda.
That's great. Okay, how far away are they?
I said about 20 feet from where the map is.
Okay, cool. In that case, Kane is going to turn to Alarius and basically go either bolt or get down, and he's gonna just go like, start shooting the thing because we're fucked.
All right. In that case, let's go ahead and open turn order, start initiative, and see what the hell is going to happen.
Will Kane get that first shot anyways?
No, because the Wyvern is aware of you. It is
Okay.
not a stealth. So. Hey, I'm not rolling very
Oh
well
my
in initiative,
fucking
so you
God.
know you're doing fine.
We're not.
Oh God,
The
you're
worst
not.
rolls. The worst. Just the
Oh.
worst.
I love how terribly all our fights start. It's so good.
We have this.
Oh.
Welcome to chaos.
Okay, can
everybody.
I at least know this? Because I would have been able to see this thing for at least a minute.
Yes.
Can I at least know armor class relative to me, which is currently 16, and dexterity score again relative to me?
Weaker and weaker.
Okay. Oh, let's do this.
Hey, Connor, can I
Love
give
it.
you a meta suggestion?
Sure.
Instead of asking dexterity score, you can sort of check their initiative.
That's fair.
Yeah, it is a cheaty way of doing it a little bit.
It is.
Roll 20
Yeah.
allows these things.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Alsana, you see this thing creeping up. It sees Kane, it sees Alaris. You saw it throw a glance your way. It looks like it's very interested in what's going on.
Oh,
You've
Christ.
got a split second, and you know that it is about to charge, potentially.
Yeah, fuck it, she's not using it for much else right now.
Okay, it is not stormy conditions, unfortunately, so there's
Yep.
no extra D10, but let's see this thing's dexterity saving throw. That is a failure.
Failure.
As
7.
out of a clear blue sky, suddenly a roiling cloud
Yeah,
appears.
one scythe on that.
Throw it on.
Oh boy.
10!
There we go.
Nice.
Woo! Alright.
17 points of damage.
It staggers, shrieks, and looks more determined to charge. Calda. Unless Elsana's doing something else.
It'll be your turn.
Okay, Calda.
On her feet, great sword out, still sort of staying stealthy, but ready to mow the lawn whenever needed.
Okay, you maintain
Dodge
your
action.
stealth. Dodge
Can I
action.
dodge action while stealthed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stealth
Yeah,
going.
dodge action.
Alright. All my monsters are on practically the same initiative, of course. This one is going to... He's gonna do what he's gonna do. And that thing is gonna be swooping down on the two of you. You know what? It's flying. It's going to basically
Oh, Lord.
land with a claw attack on each of you.
Yeah,
So
that's
this
Oh,
for
God.
Ilaris, and this for Kane.
That it?
Dear God. I'm sorry, guys. This wyvern,
Yeah. Fuck.
these two are actually busy. They haven't perked up. This one, let's go ahead and see what its perception is like. Nope, he hasn't seemed to realize what's going on despite the cloud and the lightning strike. Is just looking up at the sky. You can't see it. It's looking up at the sky going, what? So, they are doing nothing. Kane.
Alright, so bonus action switch to the Sword of Thorns, because I have my bow ready, because... Yeah. Okay. So, this is going to be interesting. Yeah, Sword of Thorns. Does it hit?
Yes, it hits.
Oh, okay, cool. And it's going to be a fright.
Alright. Wisdom saving throw. Let's see.
15 hits.
That's a fail.
failure.
Alright,
Nice.
so it is now frightened of us. That's good.
For this round,
frightened
so
of you.
good.
Yes,
Yeah.
frightened of me.
Frightened in general for this round. I believe, double check the condition for me. Does that mean that attacks
Disadvantage as long as
it
it can see me. No, attacks don't have advantage, I don't believe.
Okay, it has disadvantage, but that'll be good next turn, so.
Yeah, that's my biggest concern. Yeah, and secondary, just a normal attack.
Definitely hits.
Alright,
12 damage.
well done. Okay,
Okay.
the sword bites in. And hits
Alright,
you.
and he's going to request that... Alaris, if you can stay within range, do it. At least until Calda gets close
I
enough.
mean, 5 feet. 5 feet is within range technically. It doesn't impose disadvantage on Alaris.
Basically, if you can afford the health, don't leave.
Yeah.
Range of the wyvern, not range of you.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, that's Kane.
Alright, Alaris, it's your turn. This thing has landed heavily in front of you after slashing a claw down you and Kane both.
Okay. He is going to use one of his spell slots. Yeah. And he's gonna Misty Step away.
Alright, where are you?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Did Conrad not literally just say stay in range if you can? I'm okay if you want to decide
Stay
to do
in
that. I'm
range,
just making
yeah.
sure you remember what he just said.
Yeah, I heard stay in range, but it's like
The Wyvern's range, basically. If you can afford
The Wyvern's
to
range?
the attack, we need to spread out
Okay.
the HP as much as possible. That's all.
Okay, fair enough. Then I won't do that then. Should I sharpshooter on this, or since I have 3 attacks? So
15 hits, so take a choice. We need to kill this thing as fast as possible.
yeah, then I'll probably put sharpshooter on at least one of them. So
Give it a start.
Alright,
See.
your choice.
so first attack.
That hits, that
Oh,
misses.
first-
And that
Okay, that'll
misses.
miss, yeah.
Yep.
That-
But
yeah,
you do
that's
8
just
damage?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, is that
yeah,
all?
and that'll be my turn. Yeah, that'll be my turn.
Alsana.
Second round.
Yes. That fails its dex save. Let's see that damage.
Please do better.
Nice.
There we go.
Very nice.
20 points of lightning damage. He's not looking happy. He's very not looking happy. He's not on death's doorstep, but you can see the singeing and the lightning strike pattern marks, and he's bleeding heavily from a wound in his side from Kane, and another bolt sticking out from the other side from Alaris. And this time he shrieks. Anything else?
For her, that will be it for now.
Okay.
She's staying at a bit of range.
Calda.
Oh, here she comes.
Sneak, sneak, sneak. Make an advantaged attack as this wyvern has no idea you're there.
Ah, fuck.
Do
My
not,
sheet is
if you're
not
stealth,
like the
don't you have to
advantage
move at
button.
half speed?
That was half.
I
oh
moved
wait,
15 feet.
You were 20 feet off the map. I'll say you moved.
No. Alsana was
Yeah.
off the map.
Okay.
I measured. I was up here. Wait,
I'm
no.
taking
I was 15.
I'm taking it. 10 slashing damage.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Second attack.
Nice.
Crit.
It only works if you chant it, but that still
That'll
hits.
hit. That still hits.
It really
11
doesn't,
slashing
but okay.
damage.
Now we need to start chanting every attack from now on.
I don't have any smites though. I just.
Oh, that's fine.
That's a lot
I mean,
of damage.
crits are still good though.
All right.
Yeah, because I do 2d6, so.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay. This wyvern has just gotten attacked from behind by something it didn't see coming. It's realizing that, prey was not prey. Was not prey at all. He is frightened. So he's going to make a choice. I'm going to roll 1d4. On a 1 through a 3, he attacks Calda, Elaris, or Kane for like the first attack. On a 4, he tries to run away.
Okay.
So that's going to be 1 attack
Yeah.
on Calda. We're going to attempt a quick bite.
Advantage.
Out. Oh,
It
yeah,
would be a
disadvantage. That's a nat 1!
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me.
Natty 1, baby.
Oh, the dichotomy. For its second attack, having just missed, I'm rolling another 1d4. 3. He's gonna try and whirl around and throw a stinger towards Kane. Disadvantage. 15 to hit.
Just barely misses.
Just barely.
Nice.
That's very
Okay.
nice.
Looking a little bit worried now.
Understandable.
A lot worried. You know what? He had the option to flee twice. He didn't do it because he chose to attack, but he could still try to run. I'm going to do a quick wisdom check.
Hey, fun
Yes.
fact. It currently has disadvantage on ability checks. Therefore, if someone were to try to shove it and knock it to the ground, it would have disadvantage on that.
Yep, I'm waiting for my turn to come around for that.
Yep.
It's going to do a stupid thing, and it's going to try to flee. Each one of you can take an opportunity attack
sorry.
if you wish.
Can I
No?
get a quick pause there first?
Yes.
Or post?
Yeah.
So just 1 extra attack, see if it hits. Fuck me. Okay.
Yes. So
Good try. Unfortunately, it does use your reaction, so as it flees...
Let's hoping for the extra damage dice.
attack of opportunity
Yep.
from Ildara's Thunder Fist.
Oh, the accent has changed. That does
Yes.
miss, Calda. I'm sorry. It's close, but not quite.
Oh, that hits, but for minimal damage.
Yep. Basically, you catch it in the side of the leg as it flaps upward, screeching and crying and tumbling over onto the other side of this wall. It's like 20 feet up, and he's gonna book it kind of towards the center of this. You can hear him crashing through the garden. He's flying very low. It does catch the attention of others, however. However, they're not gonna do much aside from go over and start figuring out what the hell is going on. The Peritons might take to the air. They're going to fly up, and they're going to take a look around, see you guys out there, and start flying towards you, but not be able to get very, very far.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Sorry, no, I just burped. That's all.
Okay.
No one heard it.
Yeah. I was
sorry.
thinking, is there something else I'm forgetting here?
No, that was just.
All right. They are starting to fly towards you, but I'm going to say that's all they can do. Kane, you are outside the gate. Wyvern flew over it. You hear a lot of screeching, cawing, and flapping from inside. What do you want to do?
So first of all, bonus action to switch to the bow because yeah.
We're not doing too bad so far.
Why would you say that out loud? Kane's going to say for Alaris to back up away from the gate and Calda to flank the gate with him if they can after. But for now, he's going to take 2 shots at.
You are up against a gate. You'd probably have to like squeeze through a little bit to the inside, take 2 shots, and then squeeze back out. You can do it.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But flavor.
No need to make like acrobatics checks or anything.
No.
Okay.
Squeezing through, by that I mean that the crack is maybe at narrowest like 2 feet, and the breastplate makes it difficult. It's not like you're squishing yourself through things.
Okay,
Difficult
fair
terrain.
enough.
Yeah, difficult terrain, pretty much.
In that case, with this, because I could have done this on any of the 4 enemies at any point, would I be able to know if the current hit points, basically the max hit points, of the wyverns or the paratons are higher?
I don't think that you've actually been looking at the paratons for a minute, because they've both been on the ground inside the gate. You haven't seen them yet.
That's fair. Okay, fair enough.
Wyverns. What do you want to know about the wyverns?
Already got their armor class, so I want current hit points of the one that I haven't already looked at, basically, which is the one that's currently attacking. Sorry, waiting to attack.
All right. Current hit points of the one waiting to attack. That's the one that you hadn't seen either. Okay.
That's fair enough.
Also, I rolled hit points for these, so they vary. They're not.
Well, then maybe just
average.
what was the max hit points of the one we were looking at the tree at before we fought it?
Yeah.
I don't actually
I
remember.
I already used my know your enemy on that one, so I can't.
Okay.
And I don't actually remember.
That's fine.
You know you've got it low. It's like single digits. I'll give you that, okay?
Yeah, no worries then. Okay. So I'm not gonna worry about the one running away, because fuck that thing. I'm most concerned about this poison. Okay.
I'll put a little red dot on him so you know which one's bleeding.
Thank you. So Owl Soul short bow on the one I haven't attacked yet.
Okay.
That hits. Yes?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
Another fright.
Alright. 8 piercing damage. 7 for the frighten. And a quick wisdom save. It fails. It is
All
currently
right.
frightened.
That one cannot willingly move closer to us until the end of my next.
Yes.
Okay. So attack on the one that I have sightline on, which is like directly east of me.
Which one?
The Paraton, sorry.
The Paraton?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
I assume
That
that
misses.
misses.
Yeah.
Okay.
It goes
Squeeze.
close, but not quite.
Squeeze back and head to there.
Alright. Elaris, your turn. You two can squeeze through and
Alright,
back, or you
yeah.
can move away and hold an action.
He will
What is your choice?
squeeze through and he will squeeze through and then go back, but he is going to take aim at Red, who definitely doesn't look that good.
Uh-huh.
Health-wise, so he's going to take his 3 shots at him.
Maybe don't sharpshooter just so you can kill him. You don't
Yeah.
need the extra damage.
Yeah.
How do you want to do that one? It's a crit.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. And then the next one was
Yeah, the next one you aim at the other and it misses because you're
Yeah,
like...
but how do you want to do this? I'm gonna just bolt straight through, like as the other wyverns and stuff are like trying to figure out, like, hey, what's happening with you? It just goes through the back, like a bolt just hits through the back of the head, and then he tries to go for another shot, scrambles out.
Yep. The other wyvern, already frightened of what's going on, scrambles backwards, and your nat one just into the dirt right before its feet, and it's shrieking.
Alaris runs by Calda and 1.
You have your third attack still.
Yes.
Oh, okay, then yeah. Before
While
he
you were
gets
still in
that.
there. Go ahead and roll one more.
y'all are still in there.
Are you aiming at the wyvern or the parrot?
20. I'll aim at the wyvern.
Okay. 20 good. 8 piercing damage. Well done.
Yeah, and he holds up. He's just like, one down.
Alsana, you've got Call Lightning up. You can float high enough on your broom to see.
Yep. Could it hit these two, or are they on different levels?
No, they're both on the ground. Oh no, wait, one of them was... Nah, he's flying low enough, I'm gonna give it to you, go.
Alrighty. Lightning repeat. Fuck off.
Ow. Okay, anyway, Dex saves. Periton makes it. Wyvern does not. Wyvern takes the full 7 damage. The Periton takes
extra
4.
D10 on the wyvern.
By all means. Another 7. Okay. Alright, this wyvern is having a terrible day. Very suddenly. Anything else on your turn?
Has Kane taken damage?
Yes, but don't worry about me.
It's a D4 plus my wisdom, dude. Basically, did you take more than 9? Or, sorry, less than 9?
Give it to Alaris, he needs it more than I do.
Okay, did Alaris take damage?
Yeah, he did.
Okay,
Yep.
Less than 9?
No, he took like 11 or 13 or something like
Okay. Yep, then...
Yeah, more than 9.
that. Alright, because I have second wind, so like, don't worry about me.
Yep, heal 6 hit points, Alaris.
Thank you.
And that will be her turn.
Okay. Calda. Things are
Alrighty.
going on inside.
She'll
the
float
garden.
down a bit too after she's done taking aim, since I assumed it doesn't take a full 50 to get up and see over.
Yep.
Alrighty. Calder's gonna swing around here with, like Kane asked, hold the great sword, dodge action, and just go draw them over here. And that's it. And we're done.
Okay. This wyvern is frightened and cannot move closer. It is going to kind of edge back and forth, probably just at random, and end up like right about like there-ish, circling around. The Peritons, going to, fly up, and then it's gonna try flying down, and it can actually, it can swoop right by both of you. So, it's going to, cresting over the top of this wall. Suddenly you see a dark shadow. Spreading wings, spreading antlers, a terrifying deer-like face, but with fangs hanging from its jaw, and claws stretched out towards you. It dives straight down, and it is going to aim first at Ilaris or Calda? Calda. Calda?
Yeah.
19 hits.
Yep.
It is a dive attack. So you take a total of 20 damage.
Okay.
And as it passes by, it lashes out with its talons at Alaris. 16, does that hit?
That'll hit.
And then it swoops back upwards another 20 or so feet. And of note, it doesn't take opportunity attacks when it flies out of enemy's reach.
Okay.
This one cannot quite make it to anybody. So it's up on top of this gate. And it just comes to a perched stop, looks down at you, and kind of does this weird growling in the back of its throat. Kane.
Alright. My friend is still frightened. I'm going to do shot on the one that just attacked the two of them.
Okay. That hits.
Awesome.
3 damage.
And that's going to be one more fright.
Alright, another 1, and let's see how terrified. It is, unfortunately, not.
Alright, that's okay. And yes, second attack on the same one.
Go for it.
Oh, sorry, wrong thing.
Yeah.
I'm not frightening and I just hit the wrong one.
Okay. 21 hits, 7 piercing damage.
Alright.
It's looking draggled.
Yep. Going to step up to right here.
Okay.
Bonus actions. Nope, gonna stay just like that. That'll be all.
Okay, Alaris.
Alright, so, is Kane focusing on this boy right here?
Yeah, that's the one I think has the most damage, right?
Yep, it is the weakest. The other one, it's not too far behind.
Okay, so there's one just perched up here?
Yep.
Alright, yeah, so, Alaris is gonna back up a bit and then start taking pot shots at that one.
Okay, go for it.
1, 2, 3.
Alright, hit. And crit.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a
6 total.
How do you want to do that?
Yeah, no, I just what, like one to the like the abdomen, then then where he thinks the heart would be, and then one straight through the, like, right between.
Alright, and it is done, and this pop rising up the thing's body as it perches, surveying your friends for its next snack, it thinks. It gets sucker punched with 3 crossbow bolts in quick succession, freezes for a second, and then topples backwards off the gate onto the dirt behind. Halsana.
Alright, did she get a look at the remainings? Oh no, he's just over there. Yeah, the one closest, then, repeat.
Okay.
Look for it.
Alright, 15. It looks really, really rough.
Right, and she'll just kind of float back over whoever, just go, just acting over to here, who of the party's looking the roughest.
Yeah,
Check one, two.
who looks the roughest, guys?
Probably Kane, but again, don't even worry about Kane. Just save your spell slot in case someone goes down.
Yeah,
I have a lot, but okay. Yep, fine. That'll be your turn.
Okay, Calda.
Alrighty. Let's just go from here. I clicked the wrong thing. That's good. That's 15 feet. Calda's going to cross over to here.
Mm-hmm.
2 hand axes out, throwing them up, because that thing's 20 feet up, right?
Yes, he is.
Alrighty, I'm good. 1.
Can I make one
Ugh.
request?
Two.
Misses.
I.
What?
Can I make one request of Calda?
What?
Can you move 5 feet up, just so in case I need it, I get the saving throw?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. That's all.
It's not necessary. The second hand, that one hand axe that hits, chunk. And there's
Oh, shit.
and it collapses almost out of the air. It doesn't tumble out of the sky. It just drops.
Yep, Ivern is no longer afraid.
Yep. Shout out to Halfling Lucky. That was a 1.
Oh damn, okay.
Beautiful.
Yep, I saw that and I'm like, oh?
A worm?
Uh-huh.
All right, the no longer frightened wyvern is going to flop over the top of the wall, look down, realize that it's got some positioning choices to make, so it has no idea what's been going on. It goes to the closer pair, so right there between the two of you. We're going to have probably a bite on one and a stinger on the other. I'm going to do another 1d2 to decide who gets the bite. Alaris and then Kane. Kane gets the bite, Alaris the stinger.
Okay.
So, Kane, 23 to hit, 10 piercing damage. Alaris, 26 to hit,
Oh, God.
13
Not
piercing damage,
the fun.
DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
That is why I said
Stinger's
saving in
God.
case someone goes down.
The stinger's the bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the bad one. That was the bad one.
21 poison damage.
Fuck.
You still up?
So, give me a sec while I...
34. $34 damage. You still up?
How you feeling?
Barely. I got like 12 hit points.
Okay, well,
You
that's it
have
for
way
the...
more HP than I thought you did.
Alright, that's it for the
I have,
wyvern.
like 59 hit points.
Fuck,
And that's
actually?
about it.
Yeah, Warlocks are D8s.
Yeah. Warlocks are
That
D8s.
is- Are you not rolling Constitution for your hit dice? Anyways, that's for later.
I don't think he is.
I don't know.
Alright. I switched to the Sword of Thorns last turn? No, I didn't. So bonus action this turn is...
Yep, okay.
And, yeah, going ham.
Nice.
Alright. With that... How injured is this thing looking after that first hit?
Halvesies. It's starting to look rough.
Alright. Kane's going to yell to Alaris to prioritize getting away. And secondary attack.
Hit. 14 damage. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, he's starting to look rough around the edges. I'm guessing that's it for your turn.
Yeah, that's what I got. Alaris, get
Alaris.
the fuck out of there. Just disengage and get the fuck out of there. Save your spells.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm gonna disengage and go 30 feet out.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm not looking, it's not fun time, it's not a fun time to be Alaris right now, so he's just gonna, yep. And, yeah, that'll be my
Alsana.
turn.
Shall I just roll the dex save?
Yeah.
16. It does make it. It does take half damage. Oh, but beautiful
Ooh.
damage.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You know what?
Ooh.
Horror Scythe.
Okay. Yep.
Last
Alright.
one.
Okay.
Does this recover short rest or long rest?
Long rest.
Okay.
Our harvest scythes, are
They're
they
still
halved? I think they're still halved, yeah. So,
Yes.
26 halved to 13 plus.
34 halved, 17.
Okay.
Still up.
He's still up, but looking bad.
Was worth a shot. If I killed him, I would have been able to heal someone a bit.
Well, hopefully Calder got you covered for that end.
No, 59 is including my, constitution.
Yeah, so when you roll hit dice, when you do a short rest, include your constitution because you have been doing it so far.
Calder.
Okay.
Alrighty, let's swipe around to here. And let's do 2 great sword attacks.
Alright. You dive behind the monster under its slashing tail. Hit and hit for a total of 25. How do you want to do this damage?
Oh, fuck me, yes. Okay, good.
Oh,
Just
my God,
slice it
okay,
through the
good.
wings, Zoro style.
Okay. As you duck under him, you lash out with the greatsword on one side, you roll under the tail, and you rise up and slash on the other side. Tearing through membranes close to the body, blood spurts out, and on its last legs, it rears up, screams, and then topples over to the side. Everything goes quiet for a moment. Then you hear from inside the garden a little rustling noise and a voice. Hey! Hey! Is someone there? And that is where we're gonna pick up next time.
Okay!
Alright.
Okay.
Okay, the dice...
She's safe. Okay, I think.
Oh, I know
hope.
where she is. She's in the frickin' things that the two
Yeah.
were digging at.
Yes!
Yeah.
Makes sense. They're don't eat
Oh my God.
vegetables.
Yeah.
Also,
That's
there's
why
those girls
I
that are
had you do
peeking
the
out.
animal handling.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Okay, yep.
Okay.
Oh man.
So we'll go
I
ahead
got-
and end the recording. And
Alaris did pretty well in that fight.
yeah.
Yep.
We'll pick
Alright.
up next time.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Till next time, everybody.